Hello?
Oh, hello.
Hello. I think we're on.
We are on, and I'm about to share the hell out of this Instagram story that I just made. Oh, it's going to be so amazing.
Oh, should I be sharing it too?
I guess you should. I worked hard on this.
You should. I know you did.
You know, technology isn't my forte.
Isn't the strong suit.
So I worked a whole 2 minutes on this.
Well, it's never too long for your art, right?
It's true. In fact, maybe some say I should maybe take more time on creating these Instagram stories.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if that's what you want to do.
I think you would be pissed because it would just be you talking to the people as I'm putting all the gifts and the little glitter raining down and everything.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Hi. Max is here. Austin just got out of the Fablemans. Heard of it?
Oh, Austin, how'd you like the Fablemans?
How did we like it?
I love the Fablemans.
Jeff is here. Hi, Jeff.
Dr. Woods. Mama
Tyler,
Steele.
Mama Steele.
Sarah, Dean.
Michael Smith.
McKenna.
Ty.
Oh, my God, guys.
We're all here. And I love that. I feel like all the comments are like, wait, what did Gwen Stefani say? And it's like, guys, it's bad. Spoiler, it is bad.
Guys, get ready.
Oh.
All right. Paste the link. Watch our live podcast.
You should.
Now.
You should.
Oh my God, guys.
How are we doing? How's everyone's week been? Jaleesa's here. Jaleesa, I think you sent an email.
Jaleesa did send an email.
Might get answered today. I think we got a couple though. So
yeah, we got 3 email my hearts. I believe.
Austin's full reviews in the Discord. If you want to see Austin's full review of the Fablemans, become a patron of 2K Mats by going to patreon.com/2K Mats. Hot take. I don't think what Gwen said was that bad. Well, we love different opinions.
Well, Anna, we'll break it down.
We will.
We'll break down the nuances. Juan, my baby's
Juan,
here.
hello, Juan. How are you, darling?
Hello.
Jaleesa, I did send an email. Great.
It's deep. It's a deep email.
We love
too.
deep.
I don't know how the hell I'm going to
Too
answer
deep?
it.
Too deep. And that's the thing. I read all of them and I was like, this would be hard to answer.
I know.
Anyways.
Haven't thought of an answer yet, but I guess I will on the fly.
Yes, P.S. I love me. Hi.
Right.
Jeff says Tyler seeing what Gwen said isn't that bad is the worse than any of Jeff's takes, which I don't know. Jeff, I've been promoting bros again just cuz.
Okay.
Jeff's been talking shit on it. Which
Why
is
has
rude.
Jeff been talking shit
He
on
doesn't
bros?
like it because
why didn't he
it's too
like?
good.
Okay.
I think that's why.
Yazzie, Kaylee.
Yes.
What is going on, people?
Yes. How are we doing?
Yeah.
That's the big question. Gaga lost her Golden Globe.
Baby, that wasn't hers. The right people won the Golden Globe.
I didn't say that.
The right gentleman won the Golden Globe. We love Gaga.
We love Gaga.
She already has 2 Golden Globes.
For what?
She has it for American Horror Story for leading actress in a whatever anthology.
That was.
And for best song for Shallow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gaga has 2 Golden Globes.
That's a lot. Yes, Dr. Woods, Bros is excellent. I said in the Discord that Bros is to me what Cinderella is to Dr. Woods. And she's like, I'm watching it now.
I think Bros got better reviews than Cinderella.
I mean, it did, but there were just a lot of haters of Bros.
Okay.
On the internet, in the Discord.
And you have to defend. Trust me, as someone who was in the trenches as a Babylon stan, who has to defend their shit, I get it. I get it.
Good
defend
for you.
Bros, defend Cinderella.
Yes, you got to do that.
You got to do it.
Did y'all see Mariah's new TikTok, Justice for It's a Rap? I just think it's hilarious that random Mariah songs go viral on TikTok so often. It's great.
Yeah, why is It's a Rap going
No idea. Someone made a sped up version and, people are lip syncing to it.
Sure. All right.
I love that.
Oh, God. Do we have to do that now that we're TikTok famous, kind of?
I don't think famous is right, but guys, if you're not on TikTok because we weren't really, we put up our reaction to Miley's new single Flowers and it has, I think at this point, 1.7 million views, which is the most watched thing that we've ever created, which is
But do people really watch things on TikTok?
I don't know.
Or do they just blindly just scroll and scroll and scroll?
I truly don't know, but it's just shocking. It's just really shocking. I'll take it. We love we love people engaging with our content.
Sure.
But it's
thank you for watching.
Right. But it's is this the best distillation of what we do?
It is now.
No, Flowers, LOL. Sarah, I got an Instagram message from someone who fucking hates Miley. It's like, I watched this for you, but man, I hate this girl. She's so talentless. I'm like, oh wow, people have strong feelings about Miley Cyrus.
It's nice that they love you.
Exactly. We take that.
But I'm sure there are some people who love Miley and hate you.
I don't know if the Miley fans dislike us. We haven't talked.
They haven't
shit.
seen that Malibu review.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
you weren't that mean in the Malibu review.
But Malibu was bad. Like, let's all admit Malibu was bad.
Oh my God.
She'd say it was bad. She was like, that's the one era that I wasn't me. And I could feel it.
I mean, oh my God, this guy Steele is part of a Golden Globe award-winning show, Icon Behavior.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Ryan Murphy, for the work.
It's true. Yes.
Babylon is excellent. Yes, it's Destiny.
Oh, okay. I'm glad Eric likes it as well. Kaylee, are you my long lost sister? We have the same name. I love it. Did you watch M3gan? We'll talk about it.
Oh, will we?
Will.
Oh, that's exciting, Matt
will.
Palmer.
You guys need to react to Flo for their talent and engagement. Their stands show up. Okay, we're keeping an eye on Flo for their next thing. They're a new, I believe they're a British girl group that M3gan like writes and produces all their stuff.
That's great. We love M3gan.
And Cardboard Box.
Flo. We talked about Flo.
We listened to Flo.
And someone did an email my heart and was like, listen to Flo. And so we did.
And
they were great. Yeah. Babylon is good. I came around. Yes, Tyler.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Look at the work I've been putting in.
Oh my gosh. I still haven't watched or listened to the song or video. Is the album out yet? No, it's out in March, but I'm planning to do it tomorrow. Okay, great. Thoughts on Lisa Marie dying. We'll talk about it. It's just sad. It's just sad.
Yeah, Niecy Nash just won the Critics' Choice for Dahmer.
Wait, Matt P, did you watch Drag Race? I watched the first half of the premiere, and I'm invested. I'm excited to see where it goes, but I don't know. I don't know all the girls yet. But it seems like we have some talented queens this season.
Yeah. How is this journey for you?
It's good. It's interesting that I feel like we're at a fork. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like there's a big division between the queens who have been performing and out in the clubs and doing their thing for so long and like these new queens who popped up on TikTok. And they're like, I've actually never performed live before. And like some of the big performance queens are like, why are you here then? Because I have friends who've been doing this for a long time and they're not here.
And we're literally like up from like 11 o'clock at night until like 8 o'clock in the morning, like doing this, and like we haven't slept in years.
So I guess we'll see how it all goes.
Wow. Yeah, I guess that's so interesting that there would be a divide in the drag like community, like the people who like originated, like who started off doing it in clubs and everything, and the people who watch them do that and then just started doing it on TikTok.
It just feels like to me a big part of, again, I've watched one episode, the first half of the premiere. I have no knowledge on this, but it does feel like a big part of drag is the performance, like how you do in front of a live audience.
But now that TikTok is a thing, like
performing is out.
I guess, girl. But also, it's sort of like how with like Food Network, there was a period of time where there was a huge rivalry between like the people on Food Network who were like trained chefs and the people who were like the Paula Deans, who like who just like were people with personalities who like had good family recipes.
Was Paula Dean the one that rounded up being a racist?
A little bit.
Oh well, may she rest. That's like the one cancellation that stuck, and I appreciate it.
It really did.
It's like I haven't heard a word from her since.
I wonder what she's doing. She's probably cooking.
I can never tell what the weather is like in LA based on you guys' clothes. One a sweater, one a tank top. Look, it's hot in this room. But it is raining and cold outside.
Sure, yeah.
Support your local queens, Eric says. Absolutely. You guys should be on The Real Friends of WeHo. I mean, we'd certainly be on it.
I'd film with all of them.
But I would film with...
And they would talk, and I would just be like, what are you talking about? What is your life?
Peggy is stopping by during halftime. Hi, Matt. Hi, halftime of literally what?
Halftime. I think there's like playoffs happening of
football?
The football or something.
Oh,
she's not canceled. She has many restaurants.
Okay, well, she's not on television anymore, which I think is great.
Sure.
I watched the first episode of Lotus because of the chat last week, and now I'm permanently scarred. Of White Lotus?
I mean, I'm sure that's the only Lotus.
Well, I'm trying to think of what happened in the first episode of the first season. What happened?
I mean,
in
it's
the
not the
first
Christina album. It's not like
I like that Lotus as well. I must say.
Asked how was getting your keys out of your car last week. Hopefully not too stressful. It was totally fine. We have to give a round of applause to Mrs. Steele because while we were on the live last week, I also have like my car information like at home, and my mom was just like, oh, I'll call Liberty Mutual for you and see if you're covered for Liberty Mutual roadside assistance. And I was, and she was just like, I already scheduled an appointment for you. And so like I was just waiting here like 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was very quick.
He used that little like pumpy machine to get the keys out. And
I
was
love
like,
that.
Thank you, sir. And it was FREE free, baby.
Hey, and there's nothing better.
So thank you, Mrs. Steele.
Yes.
She saved me from having to spend the night at Matt Palmer's, which like I'm sure would be lovely,
Would
but
be
like,
fine.
but I don't love spending a night when I'm not prepared to spend.
You
a
like
night.
a preparation.
I
get that.
I have to pack my toothbrush, my contact shit, my everything.
My everything,
Yeah.
Ariana.
My
Juan says Andrew Garfield is looking so fine, like something's purring. Okay,
he's always been looking. Fine.
He's always looks great, but I did see him in like a monochromatic suit kind of thing. It was kind of like maybe a rose gold kind of neutral look, and I was like, you look great.
Yeah.
And I saw him flirting with I think another TikTok girl who like.
I've seen him like flirting with all these like women reporters. I mean, I'm sure like they're flirting with him.
I mean,
and
of
he's
course.
just, like, responding. But I mean, you better get it, Andrew Garfield.
I mean, yes,
he's
good for
single,
you.
right? Is he?
I think so. He's not with Emma Stone.
No.
Was that a long time
that
ago?
was like 10 years ago.
That was the last person I know of him being with. I don't keep up with Andrew Garfield's personal life, which I think is okay.
It's okay to not
is
keep
okay.
up with famous people's personal lives. White Lotus is one.
LOL. One of the guys was totally exposed, like his. But was it season 2? You only see it's blurry in the background. You're not getting like a close up of this.
It's blurry in the background.
Thing. Sleepover would be cute. Thank you, Dylan. I agree. Oh, yay, Mama Steele. The same thing happened to me, and my sister had to drive me and use the spare key.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like that is a plus of having the key that locks on the outside. Because I don't even know how I would even lock my door from the inside of this phone. I'd have to be outside with
Well,
the key.
I got my hatchback with no power windows or locks.
You have
so.
yours is a little bit more, horse and buggy.
Yeah, it's not that old though. It's the car's 2011. So like it's not new,
right?
But like it's not like a car from like the 1900s,
right? It's so weird because I think the next car, and I think is the last non-electric car I'll ever own.
Sure,
and which is a crazy thing to think about because like that changes everything.
I know.
We're gonna be plugging in our fucking cars.
I don't know what that lifestyle is like.
I think it's gonna be good because the best part for me is gonna be the lack of oil changes. Like, you don't have to worry about the oil because there's no fucking oil.
I know.
Just gotta plug in.
How often do you change your oil?
You're supposed to do it. Well, they're supposed to tell you when you go to like an oil changing place.
Yeah.
So I kind of look there, but I'm actually trying to schedule some time. I'm sorry, this is boring. I have to try to schedule some time tomorrow to get it changed because the mini dealership needs to do it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I like electric cars. I mean, I think that's going to help saving the planet, which if we'd like to do.
We love the planet.
We love the planet. I stand the planet.
Yeah.
Palmer has Tesla money. No, he doesn't. And he will not be buying anything from Elon Musk. Okay.
The funniest thing you will ever see is the first time I ever got into a Tesla. Me trying to, because I
that door is hard.
I was like, because my like friend was picking me up. It was my friend's boyfriend who was picking me up. And
who's
like
boyfriend?
My friend Yusuf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I was like trying to get into the car, and I was like, how do I I don't, and he was like, you just push it, and I was like, and I don't know, I guess like he's never met anyone who like hasn't been in a Tesla before.
Oh, come on.
But like I was just like, I don't understand, and so I finally figure it out, and I get in the car, and I'm just like, what kind of car is this? This is crazy.
God.
You got a big screen right up there.
I love the big screen. The thing is, fuck Elon Musk. I will not be buying one, but I like the big screen. And I like when you look up how the whole like roof is see-through so you can like see the trees pass by and the stars and things.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's great. At least the one I was in.
Okay.
I have MTA money. Hey, that's great. We love that. Before I got scarred and saw the whale, the whale was scarring. I think Eric was with me on the whale, right? Eric was like, it's a 1 or 2 out of 5.
Eric. Oh, I don't. Oh, I think
Eric
he was.
I think
yeah.
so.
Oh well.
So are we saying that? At what point can we say that I am the movie guy?
We can't.
At what? Because I think we're getting close. Because I'm the one who was like, oh, the whale is bad, and like, oh, like.
Yeah, but I was able to see the positives in the whale and like how like much I enjoyed it.
Right, but
I think
my critical eye is really just like influencing people, and people are understanding. With you, it's like by good you could mean bad, and so it's hard to see what you really are saying.
Interesting.
You know.
Well, the whale is actually doing very well box office wise.
Cute.
So
I'm sorry.
It seems like the public might be with me. And the gentleman, when I saw the whale, he literally, I've never seen this before. After, like when the credits started rolling, this guy who was just in the front row just stands up and he just goes, Brendan Fraser, man, gonna win the Oscar, man. Brendan Fraser.
Whoa.
And like turned around to all of us and was like, guys, Brendan Fraser.
I don't like
and
that.
And it was like, midnight. So I was like, thank you, sir. I was like, he may be
I
a
don't
crazy
like
person,
that.
but I'm glad you're passionate.
I don't like anyone like, I don't know. Not to get dark, but I feel like in this day and age, whenever I'm at the movie theater, I get a little worried. And so anybody being like boisterous and like a little not socially acceptable makes me even more worried. I just don't like that.
When I saw Babylon for the second time, there was a guy like 3 seats down from me, and he kept hawking loogies.
No.
Onto the floor
of
the movie theater.
That is truly disgusting.
And I was just like, you know what? Fitting.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
baby, it's LA and we're just going for it. We're
No
in Babylon.
way. No way.
Everyone's just doing debaucherous things. Might as well hawk some loogies on the floor.
We need a 60-second review battle to determine who is the movie guy on this channel.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll see.
All right. I'm ready to battle it out.
Okay, can't wait for you to check out Bardo.
What's Bardo?
Oh, you'll check it out. If you're a movie guy, you'll check
Is
out
it
Bardo.
scary?
It's not scary.
Is it gross?
It's not.
What is it about?
I don't think
Give
I
me the
remember any gross
concept.
part. It's basically Alejandro Iñárritu, who did Birdman and The Revenant and Babel. Have you seen Babel?
No.
Oh, not a movie guy.
Oh my God.
And he did Amores Perros, and it's basically kind of like it feels semi-autobiographical, like story about like a journalist who's taking a trip back to Mexico, like with his family, and it's very surrealism.
That sounds like something I could like.
It's
right?
very gorgeous. Like you would see it and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Actually, Corey was a huge fan of it. He told me to watch it.
All right.
Yeah, and I thought it was great. I thought it was like there was like so many beautiful moments.
I love that.
Went to the theater for the Whitney film and Avatar. Nothing is worse than a full-on fight happening behind me when I went to see a quiet place.
What?
Oh, that
a
sucks.
full-on fight?
Ooh. I am so sorry.
Did y'all see Lana Bazangas? Lana Del Rey? No, I didn't know her. She was out there with them.
Lana Del Rey showed what?
I guess. The Whitney movie was good. Okay, I'm glad you liked it. And the thing is, I liked moments. I love Whitney Houston. She sounded great. It's just a little paint by numbers, you know.
Well, you know, sometimes people like that.
People do. People love, what was that other one about Queen? Bohemian Rhapsody?
I mean, it's the same writer.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, the same writer.
That
did
makes
it.
sense to me.
Yeah.
This is why I like streaming, because no one spits on the floor. I get that.
Unless you spit on the floor, which please don't.
Don't.
I hope
think
no
that.
Kathy has ever spit on
I
the
don't.
floor.
Mm-mm.
I think there's nothing grosser than spitting.
Yeah, of course. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's also I hate when I'm like sick and in the car and I feel like I have to spit and then I have to just like hold it until I get where I'm going.
Until you get to like
because it's
like
like
a toilet.
Because it's like the last thing I'm gonna be doing is spitting out of my car, like rolling the window down and like.
Oh baby,
spitting.
no, you got a Mini Coupe.
I have a Mini Coupe and it could like touch the side of the. It's just like I will never do that, and it's always bad because I'm like singing along to my Mariah or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and when you're singing, it's all coming up.
It's all coming out.
I'm so sorry.
I know. I go through so much when you think about it.
I'm so sorry.
You know? No spitting, just swallowing. Jeff, the new one is appeared.
Wow.
The new one is here.
Is Austin gonna block you?
I
Jeff?
know. Austin just might. Don't, Austin. We're kidding. Juan.
Wow.
Don't need to take it to a next level. You never survive in the Dune world. Then is there spitting in Dune?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, new Juan Rising. Y'all think there's going to be a Mariah film? I think it will be a TV miniseries. Yes. And I think Lee Daniels will be involved.
Or what about like anthology, where like every season is a new Mariah era?
I would love that.
Like a Ryan Murphy, like season 1,
Hey,
self-titled.
I would
No,
love-
season 1, Ritz Cracker. Season 2, self-titled.
that would
Season
be
3,
excellent.
Emotions.
I don't foresee it. But I mean, Netflix, I think there's a Luis Miguel series like that on Netflix. And, you know, Mariah was a character in it at a point. So maybe she's making the same deal. Who knows?
Okay.
Me too. I hate the act of spitting. It feels so disrespectful. LOL. Jimmy Fallon spit on the camera once during an episode for laughs, and I've been eyeing him ever since. Jimmy Fallon, I've heard, is a little weird. What do you think Taylor's movie will be about? No way to know.
I'm sure there will be a castle. I'm sure someone will
Blake
be-
Lively and Ryan Reynolds will be a part of it.
Laura Dern will have a cameo.
Mm-hmm.
And someone will come riding in on a horse.
Yeah, I'm sure people are going to love it. Do very well. I'm here for the Jeff and Juan character arc. Good. I don't want Lee involved. He does too much for me. I want Ryan Murphy. I think she's already said that she and Lee are talking about it. I think Mariah, much like Taylor, as I was mentioning, likes to keep it close, keep the people she loves close. And anyone new, I can't see her working with.
A girl will be wronged, I'm sure.
Of course.
I mean, hey. I bet I'm sure I'll be invested.
I'll watch it.
I'm sure I'll absolutely be invested in whatever Taylor movie it is. Bohemian Rhapsody and I Want to Dance with Somebody from the same director made me want to check more out. And it's not the same director, because who are we sure who the director really was in Bohemian Rhapsody? Because it was many people.
Oh, right. Was that the movie where the director got replaced a few times?
Yeah.
Because was it Bryan Singer or something?
Singer.
Oh yeah,
and then I forget the name of the person who had to take over, but then Bryan Singer still got credit, or I don't remember.
Does he still work, Bryan Singer?
I don't know.
All these, it's you forget. Did this cancellation stick? Are you still? I'm sure he's doing something, but is it something real, or is it something for that Christian network that Hallmark lady, Candace Cameron Bure, is a part of now? Who knows?
You never know.
No way to know.
I saw Merrily We Roll Along, and Groff was spitting all over that stage.
What do you think of Merrily We Roll Along? Do you like that show?
I do like Merrily We Roll
Along.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Sondheim, but
right.
I think it's great, and I'm excited to see the movie in about 40 years.
All right, well, we'll be discussing it.
Okay, great.
Didn't he flee the country? Probably.
Maybe.
People love to flee the country when they're disgusting.
Where would you go if you had to flee the country?
The guy who replaced Bryan Singer is the one who did the Elton John movie.
Okay.
Bryan Singer left production. He doesn't work anymore because of his predator allegations, overall bad reputation. I love that. Thoughts on all the Britney conspiracies? I want her to be happy.
There's Britney conspiracies.
There's always more Britney conspiracies.
I can't. My brain can't wrap it.
I hope y'all are boycotting the Zoe 101 reboot. It's not boycotting if you're not interested at all.
That's not our generation, baby.
That doesn't count as boycotting. It means nothing to me, and I will of course not be watching, but not out of any allegiance to Britney Spears, just out of no interest.
I thought Lee Daniels may be talking with Mariah on potentially doing something related to Mariah's book.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the series is going to be based on the book. 100%. I wanted to flee the country when He Who Shall Not Be Named won. I was 14 though. Yes, we all wanted to flee.
Well,
but we made it through.
Look at us.
The rain. Look at us. Too old for Zoe 101. LOL. Yes, we were, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Of the things we were too old for, I don't feel like I missed anything.
I don't know if it had as much of a legendary stamp as sorry guys, not to brag, but Nickelodeon. That was prime Nickelodeon was our time.
It was us. That was what was. It was,
and I know you love your Zoe 101s, your iCarlys, and everything, but I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
the '90s Nickelodeon was.
It was
was an empire.
I mean, Rugrats, Doug, Hey Arnold,
and all the live What Would You Do, Double Dare, Wild and Crazy Kid, all of it. Salute Your Shorts, amazing.
I loved Salute Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts was great.
Y'all were lucky. Y'all had the best shows. I'm sure they're available on Nickelodeon Plus. Is there a Nick Plus?
Oh, the fact that there isn't is very weird.
That's wild.
Did you remember the show Roundhouse?
Yes.
Do you remember Roundhouse?
Yeah.
Were you into Roundhouse?
Was that the dancing show?
They it was a sketch comedy show, but they all sort of sang and danced and everything. I feel it was a tad too old for me.
Yes.
It was geared to a couple years older than me because my brother loved it.
Oh.
And I would always watch it, but my brother really, really cared about it. Oh, Peter loves Clarissa.
Peter loves Clarissa. Yes.
Clarissa's mom, Elizabeth Hess, was a teacher in my program while I was there. She did not teach me specifically, but she taught my boyfriend at the time.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Did he like her?
Oh, yeah. He said she's great.
I love that. Roundhouse was pre all that.
Hey Dude kind of
Hey Dude, I love
Hey Dude's going way back.
Clarissa was good, but then it's Melissa Joan Hart. I think she's become weird.
Has she?
I think so, yeah.
Well, we'll see. When we meet her. Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Classic. All that was must-see TV. Sings This Is a Small. Oh,
did the camera?
No, it's still going.
Great. We love that.
Yes. Brendan Fraser won Critics' Choice. Great.
Okay, yeah, Brendan.
Great. He is a great actor and did a good job in a film.
He's so great.
And
I just want to make something of my life, or whatever that line is.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's bad.
We all gasped in that theater.
You know what's not winning? Screenplay.
Listen.
You know, it's not winning fucking screenplay. Horrible writing. Hammy, ridiculous, awful for screen.
It's the moment. You get whirled up in the moment. It
didn't.
works stylistically with the direction. I think it works.
I'm glad. Well,
did you guys ever watch What I Like About You with Amanda Bynes? No.
I don't know if is that the one with No, I was thinking She's the Man. I watched that.
No, What I Like About You I think was her TV show.
Oh, okay.
That was on like UPN or something. Like one of those channels.
All right.
CW? No, not CW.
Anyone remember Newsies from Nick Jr.? Is the whale again? Yeah, that's what he was up for. Kate beat Michelle, and I don't want her to win the Oscar. I love Tara, but I need Michelle.
Well, Kate with Tar was winning so many critics awards.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Remember Newsy I remember shows from Nick Jr., but I remember Allegra's Window. I remember Gullah Gullah Island, of course.
Who should play Mariah's mother, siblings, Tommy, Derek, etc.? Oof. I don't know. Like, Mariah couldn't play her mother, could she?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Her impersonations of Pat throughout the audiobook are so fucking funny. But
this whole movie would be a comedy. I would love it.
Oh, it'd be amazing. But yes, you guys let us know. I'd have to think about it. I'm pissed so many chubby gay actors could you played in that movie. What movie?
In The Whale.
In The Whale.
Yeah, I remember Guy Barnum is very vocal about it, and it's like, well, I mean, points made.
Wait, is he supposed to be gay?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yes, he's gay.
Oh, right.
Remember?
I've blocked so much of the film out.
Wow.
Because it's revolting and horrifying.
Maybe you just weren't paying attention. Maybe you just weren't paying attention.
I was paying enough attention to know it was bad.
Again.
What 90s movie or show shaped you?
So many. Like, my God.
I mean, TRL. For me.
Not for me.
For me, TRL, babe.
I just remember being like, who cares about this?
Me.
I was like, who cares about these
you're looking at
music videos?
I was calling in. I would like to vote for my all, Mariah Carey.
And now, here I am, hosting a show about where I care about music videos.
Yes,
who knew I would arrive here?
Look at you. You never know.
And who knew that you'd be seeing movies like The Whale?
Who knew? Who fucking knew? Hi, No Angel. Welcome.
Hello.
I've listened to Mariah my whole life, and I know nothing about her blood family, only her ex-husband's Peggy. You can either wait for the adaptation of the memoir or read the memoir because it's excellent. But man, oh man, you've got a lot to learn. And I just want to, if you haven't read the memoir, the first third is tough. She has gone through a lot of very serious shit, and I feel like it's turned off some readers. But get through it. As soon as she gets famous, things are still tough, but less dire.
Sure. Oh, there are some things where I'm just like, Mariah.
I know.
Oh my God, Allison.
I wish I had cable during TRL. It was great. I'd rush home. I'd be like, is Britney number one?
My mom loved Friends and Living Single back then. Living Single's so great.
I mean, they're both great. Hello. I wonder if Monroe will play young Mariah. I mean, she has to after that commercial. It would be cute. I'm streaming y'all in less 10% of my battery. Plug it up.
Plug it
up.
Angel,
please.
What are you doing? That's so scary.
Y'all start the countdown. 628 days until Joker 2 starring Lady Gaga.
That's so funny. All right, but how many days until that soundtrack that she inevitably puts out comes out?
I don't know.
Because I want to hear that.
Yeah, tell me how it is.
She's probably working on that music. I mean, we're going to be reacting to it, baby.
I don't know. Carson Daly was so hot to me. I mean, I'm sure I found him attractive at the time, but he was also a mess and did not support Mariah during that whole TRL incident, so I'm upset with him still.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. I'm driving. You have a plug, a charger in your car, doll?
My car charger doesn't work anymore.
Does it not? Guys, Amazon.com.
I'm devastated, but I have a pretty new phone, so it holds a charge well. So I need to get a new car charger.
I really want a series about the first half of Mariah's memoir, like a coming-of-age dark comedy about her adolescent years. I mean, I think you're going to get it, but it'll just continue. We don't know, Carson. It's true. I mean, good luck on The Voice or whatever he does now, but...
Does he? He doesn't do The Voice.
Yeah, I think he's the host.
Oh, is he?
He's like the Ryan Seacrest.
I feel like everyone's hosted The Voice at some point.
But he's not a judge. He's the host.
The host.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the sudden Andrea Riseborough Oscar campaigning from other celebs? I have no idea what to make of any of that. Have you been hearing about this?
No. I just saw it in the Discord and was like,
literally 2 days ago, all of these insanely famous actors, Kate Winslet, Jane Fonda, have just started posting on their social media, Andrea Riseborough gives the best performance I've ever seen in the movie To Leslie, which is a movie I had never heard of until 2 days ago. Like, it's a super independent movie. And like, so now people are like, oh my God, like, and all these like huge names are now talking about Andrea Riseborough. And so people are like, is she going to be like a surprise Oscar contender? Which is crazy because for a person to swoop into the awards conversation this late in the game is outrageous, but like,
were they paid to do so? Like, how did this come up? It feels paid. It feels,
I don't know, but whoever's paying for that, if someone's paying for that, I want them to start paying for, or I'll start paying them to start working on Devos. Let's go.
Wow. I need to for sure invest in a high-speed charger for my car, but I'm home now. Everyone can decide with ease. Oh, thank goodness.
Thank God.
Ariana will never play Mariah in a biopic. Just so we're all clear. So that's all that being said.
Kate Blanchett shouted her out at her critics speech just now. Oh my God. Andrea Riseborough.
Wild.
Now I got to see it. That's another movie I got to add to the list.
Where the hell was Patricia for Young Mimi? It was so sad realizing Mariah didn't have a Sissy Houston. I don't think Sissy's that great either. Like, that movie made Sissy sound really good. I've seen interviews of Sissy current day where she's still mad about Whitney stealing that. She's just doing what I did. She's like a bitter woman.
Okay, sissy.
Period. So like all those, it's just like, don't have a child if there's any circumstance in which you would be jealous of your child. I think that is like, I don't know. There's so many ways to feel, and everyone's entitled to every feeling. But being jealous of one's own child is like a level of. It's like, whoa, you're doing it wrong.
That's rough.
That you're doing being a parent wrong.
Yeah.
I just can't. So. We love everyone.
Andrea playing people the same way Brad Pitt was paying everyone to shout him
out at the Globes. Both Whitney and Mariah's moms seem very bitter. I think, in fairness, Mariah's mom's probably not doing very well right now. So I don't think we'll be hearing from her anytime soon. And I wish her all the best. But in the book, she is not painted in a positive light.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
But now we know.
Yeah. She did that interview with Oprah or whatever Mariah did.
Oof. And she's like, my therapist said I should refer to her by her first name, but it's not like I do with my
that's hard.
ex-brother and ex-sister, but she's my mom at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But she's like, but don't you, the person who doesn't get enough lashings is Morgan. He was the absolute worst. He was a monster as well. And it's surprising to me how long Morgan was in her camp. Like, Morgan was around. Like, she was referencing Morgan in 2009 about the Obsessed video. She's like, I look like my brother Morgan in this. People think I look like him in MO, you know? But yeah, no, he is bad.
Any thoughts on Paul Mescal replacing Blake Jenner in the 20-year-long filming of Merrily? Are we talking about that?
We're talking about it.
Okay, we're talking about that.
It's going to come up. Have we heard of the supposed Britney-Beyonce collab? A music video was to take place, but a no-go from Miss Spears. Yeah, I don't know how true that is, but it would have been great. We would have loved it. Okay, should we jump in?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Let's figure out if we can get things recording. Okay, so we'll just record here. Then we'll get in.
How was that like recording thing that you did last week that you did?
It worked.
Okay.
So this is what we're doing again this week.
I don't know what you did exactly.
I know you don't.
I'm sure it was lovely.
I'm sure it was lovely. Hello.
Hello. Don't worry, guys. We, like Mariah told us, made it through the rain.
We really did, even though it is still raining as we're recording this right now.
Oh, don't you hear the pitter patter, guys? Do these microphones pick it up?
Probably not. They're a bit more directional than they are like worldwide.
I have an idea. You should add like light rain sound effects to our podcast audio. That way people can fall asleep listening to us and we can be in people's dreams.
I mean, I feel like I've made it very clear that I like to edit this podcast as little as possible. So like finding rain sounds, adding it to what's happening here. I don't foresee that for us, but you know, just dream of the rain. Or after you listen to the podcast, cue up a little bit of rain sound on your Spotify. You'll feel great.
That would be
asleep.
Beautiful. Because I mean, after the crazy energy that that we are exuding, I feel like people need like a couple minutes of rain.
Absolutely, people
to
need a
decompress.
Down. Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get my phone ready. I think I'm good. But...
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay. Oh wait, actually, sorry, I forgot. We can do this thing now, and we'll see if it works.
Oh, we're gonna see if it works, guys.
We're gonna see if it works.
Hey guys, while we're on a quick break, I want to tell you about Movie Palette. Movie Palette creates really, really cool canvas art out of your favorite movies. It takes each individual frame of whatever movie you choose. The Sound of Music, West Side Story. Their team of artists picks the dominant color of each individual frame, lines them all up in the timeline of the movie, and wham, you have a gorgeous canvas that represents the scope of your favorite movies. And I love my movie palette. I actually got a movie palette made of my movie Devos, and it's a really great gift if you want to give someone something personal, you know, because everyone has a favorite movie or a movie that means something huge to them. And obviously Devos means a lot to me. So to see it all condensed in one really cool piece of wall art is amazing. I love picking out each individual scene, being like, oh, that's this scene, that's this scene. And so if you guys want a discount code, you can go to www.moviepalette.com, type in the code MATS15. So our names, MATS, plural, 15, all capital letters, no space between MATS and 15, and you can get 15% off of your purchase. So check out moviepalette.com. They got a lot of amazing choices, and you can even pick your own movie if you have the file for it and send it to them. They will get it made. So go check it out. The discount code is MATS15. Can't wait to see your beautiful wall art.
Okay. Yes! Hey! I'm proud that worked.
Did everyone hear the sound?
I think they heard it.
Okay.
I think they heard it.
Wasn't that exciting?
That was very exciting. Okay. Well, now you start the podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Two Gay Mats podcast. It's Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And we are now officially in the middle of January, which means we are 1/24 of the way through the year. Oh. I'm scared.
What?
You know my thoughts on time passing by.
Matt Steele, that is such a weird way to think about life in general and like how the years. It's like kids and people who like are very serious about their half birthdays. I'm like,
I'm not.
What you're doing is insane.
I don't do that.
Like we're all adults. I've never celebrated a half birthday because it's just like I had the one day, April 29th. And that's when we celebrate me. We don't need a half version of that.
Yes, absolutely.
So you with this half month thing, you need to work on yourself.
No, I think it's a different thing. I think you're comparing apples to oranges.
It's not. It's people who are obsessed with the little increments of time and needing to notate them.
But for a different reason.
Different reason.
Matt Palmer, how was your week?
My week was good. I'm very happy that we are in the midst of MLK weekend. I am excited to not work tomorrow morning. It's been a lovely weekend. What did I do? As I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast or just in the Discord, which you can be a part of by going to patreon.com/2gaymats, but I've decided that this year is going to be my first year of watching Drag Race. And so I watched the first episode, which was like, I think the first half of a 2-part premiere, and was excited to meet the queens, even though I feel like there's so much Drag Race history. I'm not going to pull a Matt Steele and watch from the beginning onward. I just want to be a part of the pop culture conversation. Some would argue that it's somewhat our job to be a part of the pop culture conversation.
True.
So I was excited to meet all the queens and to see just like how the show works and how, I don't know. I'm just excited to go on this journey. I also watched Only Murders in the Building, which maybe I'll talk about a bit later. And then this morning I went to a restaurant called Catch in LA, which is apparently like a big celeb spot, but I was just like looking for...
Of course you went.
I mean, so it makes sense why
Obviously,
I would go.
Do the people know like how many views we just got on TikTok this week?
Which I'm sure if you're listening to this, you don't, because you're probably an adult who like lives and has a car and listens to things in a long form format. But we put up our reaction of Miley Cyrus's new single Flowers and just threw it on TikTok just because it's like, we're trying things. My New Year's resolution was to make more short form things for TikTok and shorts and all of that. And I think as we record this, it currently has 1.7 million views, which is the most viewed anything either of us has created on our own or together. And it's like...
No, actually, a couple years ago, I created a video meme and put it on my professional actor Facebook page, just like a comedic meme. And I think it got like 4 million views. And I was like, I'm not even in this damn video.
And those Facebook views are not real. Those numbers are proven to be fake, but it's fine.
Wow. Way to just like totally put a pin in my balloon of an ego.
I didn't mean to do that, but I'm just saying
I worked a whole 10 minutes on that video.
I was going to say, we've spent so much time.
I know.
Like the idea that I have made albums, made visual EPs. You have made an entire motherfucking movie. And it's like, well, look, we're going to smile while Miley Cyrus's Flowers is playing. It's like, you know what? I'll take it. We'll take the engagement. Thank you for following. And if you've discovered the podcast through that review reaction, then great. But that was a big thing that happened to me over the past week. Oh, and I watched a film called M3gan on Friday night. I went to a theater and sat down with Jackson, and we were both very bad about horror films. We're not, brave. And so I was like, this is PG-13. It seems like so many gays are talking about it, but it is more fun than scary, and it absolutely was. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Everything this doll says made me laugh. It just is like the funniest concept. And of course, there's a few kills in the film. But it's so, you can't leave that theater and not be like, I mean, M3gan's a fucking icon. I kind of stand this little murdering doll, and I don't know what that says about me.
I mean, did the people deserve it?
There's the little boy, which he really fucking deserved it, but I guess
you're about to say he didn't deserve it at all.
No, he was the worst one, which I think they had to make the little boy such an asshole because we are killing a child. And again, it's not real. Everyone hold your horses.
The boy's alive. He got a good paycheck.
I felt bad there. I mean, I don't want to spoil anymore because I already said something that happened. So it's a fun movie. It is, even though it's a little dark. And it speaks against my hope for wanting to make everything a smart house. I still loved it and can't recommend it enough. If you can go see it with a bunch of people, you will laugh a lot. You will be a little looking through your fingers if you're a scaredy cat like me, but it's certainly more fun than scary.
Okay, good.
How was your week?
My week was good.
Yes.
I will be working tomorrow. Thank you. I will be working through the rain as I did throughout most of the week because it was raining all throughout LA. And I just have to say, LA people and the rain. I get it. It doesn't rain often in LA. When you see rain, it's like seeing something like you've never seen before. It's like seeing the pyramids. You're just like, oh, wow, I knew this really existed, but I wasn't actually sure. But multiple people with varying levels of education, people who went to grad school and PhDs and stuff, all who grew up out here, all look out the window and look at relatively heavy rainfall and go, they all say the same exact thing. Wow, it's like the East Coast. And I'm just I'm so confused because that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. And so many people out here say it. It's you realize it rains everywhere else in the world, right?
Yes.
And even on the West Coast, Seattle, they're literally walking around in a giant raindrop.
It's true. But I think, people are just not used to it here. And so they have to have a frame of reference. I don't begrudge them that.
I don't begrudge. I'm just do you not hear the way West Coast people talk about the East Coast as if it's this foreign jungle territory? It's just they're always the East Coast. I hear the East Coast. The East Coast. You want to know what phrase anyone from the East Coast has never said? The West Coast. We don't we from the East Coast. We don't talk about the West Coast.
Wait, that is a lie.
Who says
when
that?
I moved from New York to LA, every single person I told was really, you're moving to LA? They're so fucking fake out
They
there.
talk about LA.
True,
but they don't say this big giant umbrella of just the West
They
Coast.
don't, but I will say, the New Yorkers were much more mad about my moving to LA than the LA people were. They were like, "Oh, New York is great. That's so cool. What was it like?"
Oh, that is true. New York, well, because New Yorkers hate everything that's not New York.
Of course,
which, I understand. But but LA people look at something like New York with a little bit of horror and fascination. They're watching M3gan. They're just M3gan is New York.
I mean,
they're just this is horrifying and I can't look away and I don't know what it's like to experience it.
But they're not. There's no hatred. There's no anger.
No, there's no anger there. Yeah, but New Yorkers, we have hatred.
Why is there a one-way feud? Is the question.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's a feud. I would just say the fascination that people on the West Coast have with the East Coast is just very strange to me because it's guys, it's not that different.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
Tell us in the comments what you think is weirder, the West Coast versus East Coast, or the fact that everyone in New York fucking hates LA. Sight unseen.
I sort of describe it as the East Coast is kind of the Apple products, and the West Coast is a little bit like the Android products.
Wow.
Because the Android people always talk about Apple products. And it's like, you know what? Apple people don't talk about Androids.
But couldn't you just say this opposite for New York and LA? Like I just said.
Yeah, no. But the Apple people do understand. We do understand our superiority in our Apple product.
This is, I think, diluted, and this argument has many a hole. So maybe we should move on because I don't know.
It makes perfectly logical sense to me.
To you. All right. Are you ready to jump in for the news for idiots?
Yeah, why not?
Clearly, you're ready for the idiot part. Okay. It is the Golden Globes happened last Tuesday, randomly, and a lot of people won, and a lot of films won.
But even more people lost.
That was tough for those people. Best Motion Picture Drama, The Fabelmans. Best Director, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. Best Screenplay, Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. Austin Butler won. Cate Blanchett. Michelle Yeoh, Colin Farrell. Also Ki-Hui Kwan. And then in TV, Abbott Elementary, Quinta, and Tyler James Williams, and I assume other people. Oh, and Jennifer Coolidge from The White Lotus.
Jennifer Coolidge, and we finally have like a front runner in Best Supporting Actress, which is Angela Bassett for Wakanda Forever.
God.
Because like early on in the season, like everyone was predicting all these different names and everything, these like amazing performances in supporting actress, but there's never really been a consensus of like who is the front runner.
Right.
And when Angela Bassett was nominated for that Golden Globe, I was just like, she is going to win the Golden Globe, and then she is going to become the front runner for supporting actress.
And is that what happened?
Well, that is half of that happened.
Okay.
But I anticipate she is going to win the Oscar now, unless people like put Michelle Williams in supporting, and Michelle Williams ends up getting nominated for supporting.
Can you do that even
leading.
if she's pushing herself for lead?
Yes, even though she's pushing herself for lead, because Kate Winslet was pushing herself back in the 2008 movie year. Kate Winslet was campaigning for supporting actress for The Reader because she was campaigning for leading actress for Revolutionary Road.
Okay.
And she ended up not getting nominated at all for Revolutionary Road and getting nominated in leading actress for The Reader. Same thing with Keisha Castle Hughes for Whale Rider. She was campaigning for supporting actress, which is ridiculous because she's the lead in that movie. But but then she ended up getting nominated for leading actress.
Wow.
So who knows what'll happen, but Angela Bassett, as of right now, is the frontrunner for supporting actress, which is, as everyone knows, the most important category at the Oscars.
I'm excited for her. And does she not have an Oscar?
And no, that's why. Because like I haven't seen Wakanda Forever, but apparently she's fantastic in it.
Brilliant in it.
And everyone is just aching to give Angela Bassett an Oscar.
Absolutely.
Like she is an actress who at this point should have an Oscar, and the other women who are in contention for supporting actors are all phenomenal. Like Carrie Condon's amazing, Dolly De Leon I think is amazing in Triangle of Sadness and everything, but none of them are a name like Angela Bassett yet. And so Angela Bassett being Angela Bassett like does help her out a lot, So
were there any surprising moments from the show that you were shaken or stirred by?
Baby, the fact that the Golden Globes happened.
I mean,
that was what I was just shaken by. And they were a good ceremony.
Really?
Like it was a really entertaining ceremony. Like the speeches were really good. Like Ki-Hui Kwan's speech was fantastic.
Lovely.
Michelle Yeoh's speech was fantastic. It was just really enjoyable. Like the celebrities were just drunk enough.
Okay.
Which is what you always want to see at the Golden Globes. I had a great time. It was weird that it was a Tuesday.
It was weird.
But
Tuesday at 5 p.m. here, right?
5 p.m.
Huh. And I also heard that Gerard Carmichael made a joke that I would have very much liked about Tom Cruise and Shelley Miscavige, but also a joke that I would not have liked about Whitney Houston.
Yeah, you wouldn't have liked that.
I didn't like the idea of it. I saw it on paper and I was like, scroll.
But you know what? Comedians, they got to swing.
I guess
Comedians
they got to swing. Any surprises in the SAG nominations? I heard that happened.
There are some surprises in the SAG nominations. Babylon getting in for Ensemble, baby. It seems like there is a lot of support amongst actors for The Whale, with Hong Chow getting in for supporting actress. And I'm trying to think who else was nominated for the SAG Award. There were some surprises with the Directors Guild nominations.
Oh, okay.
I believe the director of Top Gun, I forget his name, got in, which was not many people were expecting that. So yeah, a lot of stuff happened. And since, we are a movie podcast.
That's
now.
us. I love movies. What can I say?
Yeah, and a lot has happened in movies this week.
Great.
And I think it's been a great season. I'm going to talk about a movie later on. And I don't know. I think it's been a fantastic season for movies. And that's all I'm going to walk away from this week saying.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Gwen Stefani?
I did hear about Gwen Stefani.
So Gwen Stefani had an interview in Allure magazine, and I believe the interviewer was an Asian lady. And she basically was asked about the Harajuku girls and the appropriation and all of this, about her father's job at Yamaha and her Harajuku girls inspiration. That was my Japanese influence, and that was a culture that was so rich with tradition, yet so futuristic, with so much attention to art and detail and discipline, and it was fascinating to me. Great. That could have been the end of the quote. She said, explaining how her father, who is Italian-American, would return with stories of street performers cosplaying as Elvis and stylish women with colorful hair. Then as an adult, she was able to travel to Harajuku to see them herself. I said, my God, I'm Japanese and I didn't know it. As those words seemed to hang in the air between us, she continued, I am, you know.
Oh, no.
She then explained there is innocence to her relationship with Japanese culture, referring to herself as a super fan. If people are going to criticize me for being a fan of something beautiful and sharing that, then I think that doesn't feel right. I think it was a beautiful time of creativity, a time where the ping pong match of Harajuku culture and American culture, which by the way, I think are lyrics from her song Harajuku Girls, which I have skipped for 20 years now. It should be okay to be inspired by each other's cultures, because if we're not allowed, then that's what's dividing people, right? She'd repeat that she's Japanese to the interviewer 2 more times, and elsewhere in the interview, Stefani claimed that she's a little bit of an Orange County girl, a little bit of a Japanese girl, and a little bit of an English girl.
Well, we love inspiration.
We love inspiration.
We love being inspired by other people and cultures and everything. This, I guess it's like when you act out something long enough, you eventually become it. We all heard Austin Butler talk this week at the Golden Globes.
You know what?
And that boy still sounds like Elvis for some reason.
He does, and he sounds like a fucking idiot. Much like Gwen Stefani, who I think my biggest hang up with her response to all of this is she had so much time to formulate a response. Like her team, everyone,
literally decades.
Everyone knows that when you think of Gwen Stefani, you always see a Twitter meme of she culturally appropriate, and it's like a video of her from Luxurious or whatever. And it's that is what people think of with Gwen Stefani. And for years and years and years, even though people thought of her in that way, she still had a positive view. I thought of her in a positive light, even despite all that. And this would have been a perfect time to swoop in and be like, you know what? You look back on that time and I really didn't handle that well. Yes, I was so inspired, but there's a million ways to answer that question that are not, I am,
Well, and back then it was 2005.
Yes.
We knew so much less then than we do now. We have much more of an understanding now about this kind of stuff and everything.
Yes.
So it's look, everyone in 2005, maybe not everyone, but it was more understandable to be in that mindset in 2005 because things were exciting and the internet was brand new and you were learning about all these different things and everything. But now as time has gone on, we could have phrased that a little differently.
It's too late. We are too far. She's too far into her life. We're too far ahead as a society for her to be defending appropriation and just saying, I am, about being Japanese. And apparently her team reached out and was like, the interviewer misunderstood what Gwen Stefani was saying, and they're like, well, would she like to clarify in a follow-up statement? And basically they're like, no. Oh. So Gwen, I have defended you in that last album you put out that no one listens to. This is this is what the truth feels like, is very good. I even turned a blind eye when you married Blake Shelton, but girl, you're on your own. I can't do this anymore. We all were seniors in high school at the time, or I was, and I had an affinity, but please, get a better quote. Work with someone and get a better quote out there, because my God, embarrassing.
That was hard. That was hard, because that was 2 decades in the making.
And that's all she could come up with. Okay, well, someone who's going to come up with something, who was huge at the time as well, Kelly Clarkson. Our Since You've Been Gone queen of daytime, is saying live on Instagram, or the Kelly Clarkson Show Instagram went live and said, Kelly Clarkson has confirmed that a new album is really, truly coming this year. The album is finished and they're mapping out the release campaign. The photo shoot for the album is finished, which makes me feel it's really finished, and the labels behind it. And it was shot by Brian Smith. I don't know who that is, but great. And one of the last songs she wrote for it might be a single. I watched the whole live and she was like, guys, I really had to get over it before I put this out. I really had to get to it because like I knew people were going to be asking me questions about what these songs were about. And I didn't want to essentially be bursting into tears in all these fucking interviews. I had to wait this long. And I know I've said the album was ready for a while, but like it's really coming this year. And one of the last songs we wrote might be a single. So I'm glad it took as long as it did.
And I love that like it took as long as it did because she was able to take her time on an album that will clearly be like her most personally meaningful album like ever. And so it's great that she didn't just like rush to push it out.
Even though I would have wanted to hear it.
Sure, of course. But like, so we're getting a real like thought out album. We're going to be trimming the fat.
Yes.
We're going to be really dissecting every single moment to make sure everything is as good as it can possibly be. I would love for it to like, be nominated for an album at the Grammys and like be in contention for that. So
I'm
that
hoping,
because she deserves something like that. Like, come on.
Her name is so big right now with the talk show and everything, and everyone talking about her karaoke
and
covers.
Everyone loves her. Everyone's always loved her.
And she's just so front and center. I just hope radio doesn't ignore her because that's what was happening prior to the show when she put out incredible singles like Love So Soft and Heat. Justice for Heat. The radio was ignoring the song that's truly excellent, and had Adele put it out, would have been a hit for 16 weeks.
Oh my God. I would love an Adele Kelly like duet.
It would be unbelievable.
Oh my God.
So I'm just excited that it's really coming. I have mentioned that this is the album I'm most excited about, and kind of in keeping just in stylistically and like, what we're talking about on the album. I was listening to the Chicks Gaslighter last night. Justice for fucking Gaslighter.
That album is so fantastic, and the fact that it got no Grammy nominations.
It's disgusting.
How dare everyone how dare us? How dare we not like be on the streets like fighting for Gaslighter more?
Fighting for Sleep at Night and Juliana Calm Down in particular.
And
like
my best friend's wedding.
Oh,
I love that song.
I know this podcast isn't about the Chicks, but everyone needs to go back and listen to Gaslighter if you missed it or have forgotten it, because my oh my. Excellence, true excellence. And I'm sure Kelly will give us something at that level, something that caliber. So I appreciate it. Coachella headliners are Bad Bunny, Blackpink, and Frank Ocean, who has not put out music in a long time. It's taking place over the weekends of April 14th to 16th and April 21st through 23rd. There's a lot of hip hop performers throughout the weekends and a lot of more international artists, which is exciting. Will we be attending? No. Absolutely not. But everyone who goes, I hope, has a wonderful time.
I hope everyone is safe when they go.
Yes.
I hope there are I don't know what happens. There are riots.
I don't know if riots happen.
I imagine there's like mosh pitting or something.
I feel like it's more drugs than anything.
That scares me too. Be safe, everyone.
Everyone be safe. But
be
like,
careful.
Yes,
be safe.
Be careful. And, if you want to leave, LA that weekend and like clear up some traffic, that'd be nice.
Baby, clear up all that traffic.
Think of how quickly you'd be able to get over here for the podcast.
Oh, those weekends are always so great.
And it's right before my birthday. Oh my God.
Look at that.
Something to think about. Paul Mescal of Normal People and former Phoebe Bridgers' fiance.
And possible Oscar contender this year for After Sun for leading actor.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's sort of like a dark horse to be nominated. Yeah.
He's starring in Richard Linklater's 20-year adaptation of Merrily We Roll Along. He is set to replace Blake Jenner. Did Blake Jenner do something? Is he?
I want to say there are some sort of like abuse accusations.
Oh.
I can't really speak on it because I don't know the details, but I saw people talking about that on Twitter.
Jenner exited the project after he was revealed to be an abuser by Melissa Benoist.
Okay. So you read that?
That's what I'm reading. I didn't make that up. I'm reading it here. So if I read it, it's real. So how do you feel about Merrily We Roll Along? And then also, is this the movie that Ben Platt and Beanie Feldstein are filming like over the course of 2 decades
20
or whatever?
years, yeah. So Merrily We Roll Along, for those of you who don't know, is a Stephen Sondheim musical. And George Firth. Not George Firth. Oh, my God. Whatever. And it basically recounts the story of this friendship between 3 people.
Okay.
One of them's a composer, the other one's a lyricist, and the other one is a writer. And it tells the story from the like end of their friendship going backwards in time through the beginning.
Oh.
It was the last 5 years of its time.
Wow.
And so it's a really, really fascinating, fantastic musical. And so I'm really excited to see a movie adaptation of it. Unfortunately, we are not getting it for another 2 decades.
I know.
And it's interesting because it was announced in 2018, I want to say, like end of 2018, that they would be filming this. Because I remember I was at Six Flags at the time, and I was screaming at all the gays I was with. I was like, guys, listen up. There's going to be a movie of Merrily We Roll Along.
Okay.
And they weren't musical theater gays, and so they did not give a shit.
Right.
But I was still screaming. And I heard it was in it and everything. And so I figured they started filming that year.
Right.
Like they started filming like what would be eventually the ending of the movie.
Right.
And so I'm assuming they already filmed that. So I'm guessing since The Replacement with Paul Mescal, they had to reshoot that stuff.
Interesting.
So who knows? And I mean, hey, if it's a movie 20 years in the making, they're still replacing people. Maybe there's hope for me to have a small part.
That's true. It's never too late.
My audition's now.
I'm excited to see you in it.
What do I need to sing?
So as far as the box office goes, Avatar: The Way of Water is looking to make back that $2 billion. It might be celebrating that, breaking even as early as next week. So did you ever see it? Did you watch it yet?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Avatar 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something else.
No. Usually people listen when you're on a podcast.
I'm so sorry. I had to look up who wrote the Book of Marilyn. George Firth. Okay. I was correct. I couldn't let that slide.
Okay.
But yes, I saw Avatar 2 and it's phenomenal. It's really, really fantastic.
Should I see it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, all right.
I mean, there's other movies you have to see first, like Babylon.
I won't be seeing that. But I did see M3gan over the weekend and loved that. And it is doing incredibly well. Apparently, they're already working on a sequel to M3gan. And I want to see it.
Well, they're already working on about 12 sequels to Avatar.
I feel like there will be as many sequels to M3gan because it's like, find a horror movie that's like pretty cheap to make, that makes a bunch of money, and you're going to have a billion sequels to it.
Well, Avatar is not cheap to make.
It's like, I wonder, when are they going to just kill off Allison Williams? Because she's like the biggest star in that film. And she's not going to be in M3gan 9. I
mean, why not?
Because she has other stuff to do, I'm sure.
But are any of those things as fun as M3gan?
I guess
are they as lucrative as M3gan?
Lucrative, no. But maybe fun, expanding as an actor, I don't know. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was third and only dropped by 1%. I'm also curious of seeing that. And it's like, how many times am I going to go to a goddamn theater this year? Jesus.
I mean, the fact that like because like Jackson loves animation so much. And so the fact that you haven't seen Puss in Boots yet is shocking to me.
Well,
I hear it's really great.
I'm excited to maybe see it. Did you hear that Shakira, she put out a song that I think is in Spanish, but it was a diss track about her ex, Gerard Pique, who I believe was cheating on her or something. And her former mother-in-law lives next to her. And Shakira has put a witch on her balcony, like towards the former mother-in-law's house. And it's kind of like the witch is always staring. I love that. I think that's cool.
What gets you by, what makes you feel better about a certain situation. That's great.
And it's like she is like in tax trouble behind this divorce, and like she went through a lot.
I forgot about all of that.
If that happens to you, you're allowed to put up as many witches as you want. Point them at your mother-in-law and be like, "This is for you."
She should put up like a witch from like every like culture that she can find, like like the American like cinematic version of a witch, which is like the witch from The Wizard of Oz, like Margaret Hamilton. But like also like, what does a witch mean from like Norway, or a witch from like Botswana? And like witches from all different cultures,
right?
And so there could be a whole family of witches staring at. So like Shakira's mom, or Shakira's ex's mom, can be like, wow, not only is there one witch looking at me, but witches from all around the world are after me.
You never know. It could happen.
I mean, we're not saying to like threaten people. Like, we're not advocating for that, but
just like, I mean, they're witch dolls. The dolls, I mean, unless it's M3gan, the doll's not going to do anything.
True.
It's going to be fine.
Those witches are going to become M3gan.
I mean, it happens.
If there was a whole movie of just like dancing fake witch dolls, and they all like collaborate with each other.
That's a movie.
They align. That's kind of fun.
Hey, M3gan too.
It's probably would be expensive from all the IP you have to cover. But
Uncoupled got canceled.
I saw that.
I think that show was cute. It wasn't great. This is the Neil Patrick Harris Netflix show where he's, going through a breakup after however long and, finding a new way in New York City. It just was like a nice little show that it wasn't perfect, but I enjoyed it. So R.I.P. Uncoupled.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Lastly, Lisa Marie Presley passed away at 54, and she was at the Golden Globes,
she was
right?
at the Golden Globes, and 2 days later she went into cardiac arrest.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying, because her father died suddenly from cardiac arrest in his, I believe, 50s or late 40s. And both her grandparents, like Elvis's two parents, I believe, died. Like Elvis's mom was like in her early 40s or something when she went to cardiac arrest, and so I don't know if it's something that is linked through genetically. It's really, really devastating though. And I just, in thinking about it, I'm just like, it's very nice that while this did happen, her last, I guess, a couple days she spent amongst a lot of great people, and they were all celebrating her father. She got to see Austin Butler win the Golden Globe to playing Elvis, and it was a celebration of her father that night. And so it's nice that like in her last days, like she was amongst happiness.
That's true.
You know?
That's a beautiful way to look at it.
Yeah.
But that's just a very young and shocking thing that happened. So, prayers up to her family, friends, fans, all the people out there. Is there any other news for idiots you want to share with the people?
I don't believe there is.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast. Love that.
Do we play another ad?
No.
Okay.
One is enough.
Hey, guys, buy Liquid IV.
Right. What's going on in the chat?
What's going on?
R.I.P. Lisa. It's true. Let me save this. Anything being said?
We need more Heat Love and Love So
Heat
Soft.
Is so great.
Heat is so great.
Love So Soft is so great. Just like excellent pop songs that the world needs now.
Shakira needs to put that Chucky, Annabelle, and Megan on her balcony for her mother-in-law. I think Gwen meant well, and I think people were looking for the worst interpretation. I mean, look, everyone means well. Most people try to mean well,
I don't know.
I just think it's, we all step in it and say things that aren't great at times, but like she did have 2 decades to prepare this.
That's the thing.
That's
if it was 2005 and it was still the hot topic and like she was caught off guard, then sure. But it's just been so long that she could have formulated something to say, and that was just not it.
Yeah, but do I think Gwen Stefani's a bad person?
No, I'm sure she's a nice lady.
I'm sure she's lovely.
I think someone in the Discord was like, well, it kind of makes that whole Blake Shelton marriage make more sense.
What did Blake Shelton do? Why do people dislike him?
He hangs out with what's his name, Paul Ryan. I think there have been pictures of So he's done bad shit. Non-celebs have no self-awareness. She's just ignorant. Can we take a moment and yell at Taylor and tell her to let Miley get her number 1? What's Taylor doing now?
Is Taylor still
Is she putting out like a remix or something?
She putting out new digital covers, new pictures.
I don't know about the part where she says I'm Japanese. Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to.
Really, I am.
Gaslighter is a perfect album, and I feel like I've heard people disparage it on other podcasts in a way that I'm just like,
what are you listening to?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This tells me this is the first time she's thought about this in 2 decades. How could it be? It comes up all the time. What are your Oscar predictions?
Well, apparently Andrea Riseborough.
Wow. Did I miss the RRR standings?
Not yet, Jordan. You came just in time.
Before we get to it, what is RRR? I keep seeing those letters.
You'll see.
Oh my God. I guess I'll see. I guess I will see.
And you need to see it.
Is it scary?
No.
What's it about?
You'll see.
Okay.
But it's a movie that like everyone could just be like, fuck you. I mean, we'll talk about it.
Is it in the awards conversation?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. No, Taylor hasn't done anything else. Great. Well, there you go. I think whatever Miley does next week on the Hot 100, it's going to debut the highest I'm sure she's ever debuted, and good for her.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. That because it's not no shade, but it's not 2013 anymore. Like Miley Cyrus isn't because 2013 was when it was just like Miley Cyrus, look at this crazy thing that she's doing. And she's not in that right now. And so I think the fact that she's having so much success with this song because it's just flat out good. And I think that's wonderful for her.
I think it's great.
Yeah, and it shows that it's a testament to her talent.
Palmer, thoughts on Only Murder? Selena's in NYC filming season 3. I will talk about it, but enjoyed.
Mats, how do you guys campaign for your potential Oscar Grammy? Would you use studio and fellow? We hire Andrea Riseborough's people. That's what we do.
Whatever. Yeah, and what's her even name? Riseborough? Andrea? I've never heard this person's name.
Andrea Riseborough. She was in Birdman. She was in Matilda. She's Matilda's mother.
Oh,
yeah, she's Matilda's mother in the Matilda movie.
Matilda was so great.
I mean,
that was so.
We could talk about it all day, but is
that in the awards conversation? No. Why not?
It's ridiculous. Like if Netflix gave it a bigger release, like I'm praying it gets some sort of nomination, even if it's for art. Direction. Like Matilda deserves something.
Justice for Matilda.
Matilda was phenomenally
It was
done.
Great. RR just won Best Foreign Language Film at Critics' Choice tonight. Great. I love that we're getting live updates of what's happening at Critics' Choice.
I know. And Best Song.
Oh, and Best Song.
Yeah.
Man, they're really not going to give it to Gaga or who was the other pop star?
Rihanna.
Rihanna, yes.
And oh God, who else is the main name that's in like the best song conversation? It's Taylor. Taylor, where the Crawdads sing Carolina.
Oh.
No, Carolina, no.
Is that how the song goes?
Actually, Carolina, sure. Like, it's a perfectly lovely song.
I don't remember that song.
Yeah, from where the Crawdads sing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Has Miley apologized for those blasphemous Mariah comments? I don't even remember what she said about Mariah. Maybe I should know because I'm into her right now. Would you ever have your boyfriends on the podcast? If Jackson wanted to come on and talk about something to promote, yeah, sure.
And if I had a boyfriend.
The song Flowers is almost a direct response to Bruno Mars's song When I Was Your Man. Yes, that we've learned from those TikTok comments.
Trust
we
me,
also heard she did the
comments.
video in a place where he may have cheated on her with 14 different women. Things we've learned.
I mean, cool.
Which is like good for her.
Cool. That is cool.
Not to coming for that Oscar. Was it the RRR song that won the Golden Globe as well? Okay.
Yes.
Lift Me Up, yeah.
Lift Me Up, it's Rihanna. Yeah, so like, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it.
Is Rihanna really not going to put out any new music before the Super Bowl? Like,
she has like, what, less than a month?
Jeff, I'm going to be the movie commentator. Thank you. Not the sports commentator. She said Mariah's all about her image and not the music, unlike her. Talk about delusional. Well, Miley doesn't know what she's talking about. Miley doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm glad. And the thing is, Lift Me Up is not bad. I don't hate Lift Me Up.
I think it's a lovely song.
But like
an Oscar is like a big deal.
Yeah. I remember when, best song meant something. It will be Michelle's year. She will get that Oscar. Have y'all heard Shakira's song? I have not heard it yet, but I've heard things about it. And I've heard about the witch, which I like. I meant Jackson.
Matt Steele, do you think Michelle Yeoh? I think Michelle Yeoh's winning the Oscar.
Even still?
I do, yeah. I mean, because Kate has two, and Kate is truly phenomenal in Tar and everything, and Michelle Yeoh's like truly phenomenal in Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I think Kate having two Oscars puts her at a disadvantage.
Yeah, totally.
And just the love and like warmth that everyone is giving Everywhere All at Once,
right.
I think does help Michelle Yeoh and everything.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree.
I mean, they're both fantastic, so I would be happy with either one.
We love fantastic.
But Andrea Riseborough, have we talked about her?
Have you seen that movie?
No. No, I just heard about it 2 days ago when all of a sudden everyone was talking about it on film Twitter. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why are we throwing a wrench into everything now? But I love it.
Changing.
I know. Watch Michelle Williams get nominated for supporting. That would be so insane. That would be so insane. Angela Bassett would be pissed.
I don't think she will. I think it'll go to Angela. All will be well. I would love. I can't believe she doesn't have one.
Bassett does need an Oscar.
Yeah, it's crazy she doesn't have
one. But so
one.
does Michelle Williams. They both need Oscars.
And Michelle Williams has not been around as long as Angela Bassett.
That is true. That is true. Get in line, Michelle Williams.
Get
How
in
dare
line. She can fight it out with Amy Adams in 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, but Michelle Williams is at an advantage because like The Fabelmans is a very
more
beloved
of an Oscar movie,
and she's very prevalent in that. Like she is the face of that movie essentially.
Who was I? Oh, it might have been on Keep It. Someone was like, I didn't like her performance in it.
I loved it. I thought she was fantastic in it. I thought it was just such a terrific movie. Yeah, but yeah, he didn't love the movie either. Which okay, fine. Like I personally loved the movie. I thought the movie was fantastic. Steele, I read that the Golden Globes really had a finger on who would win the Oscars race before the scandal. Do you think these past winners are? I think. The question is, do I think these past winners are a signal of what's to come? I think that as years have gone on, the precursors have. There was a time in like the early 2000s where it was just like everyone was just Golden Globe, SAG, BAFTA, Oscar. Like it was just they were just all like giving the same wins and everything. But now I think as years have gone on, it's become a little more like separate. Like what wins the Golden Globe doesn't win the Oscar. Everything.
Right.
And so but especially after the pandemic, like. All these different awards voting bodies are really doing their own thing, which I think is exciting and I think is cool. And actually, I saw a statistic that the past almost like 50% of the best eventual Oscar-winning Best Pictures did not win Golden Globe for either Best Picture musical or Best Comedy or Best Picture drama.
All right.
So like.
Things could still change.
Nothing's and that's why everyone is kind of just like Everything Everywhere All at Once is probably going to win.
That's funny. Are you ready with questions?
Sure. Let me scroll through.
Scroll through them. Get them ready, darling. The backstory of that Crawdads book / show is actually gross. The author and her husband killed Zambian people they accused of being poachers when they weren't. Excuse me? The author? Are they in jail? Like, what's happening?
What was the question? Sorry.
It wasn't a question. It was a backstory about the Crawdads book. The Fablemans was great. Rich believes. All right. Maybe I should watch that. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff for you to watch.
I mean, I feel like I've watched so much.
Hey, this is Oscar time, baby.
It's a lot. That's the thing about this time of year is it's just a lot of.
There's a lot.
Oscar talk, and it's like, are we done yet? Like, is it not over yet? It's early March is when they happen.
March 12th, I believe
okay.
they are.
Mid-March.
So then, baby, Big Brother season's coming.
Buddy, I won't know a word about that. I will hear it from you. Hopefully, we'll hear from you in the house.
In the house.
Have you submitted your application?
I sure did.
Wow. How'd you feel about the video?
I felt fine. I felt like little, how I feel sometimes, like I'm a little, too much.
Do you think it's the best video you've submitted to Big Brother?
I would say so. I think every year I try to do something different with my Big Brother audition video. Okay. And so it was a swing. I came on twirling on, like rolling in on a rolling chair and spinning around being like, well, hello and welcome to the 7th annual Matt Steele Big Brother audition.
That does sound like a lot.
All right.
All I know is I'm glad we're not mentioning the slap. If you think we're getting through that whole ceremony without the slap coming up.
The slap's coming, guys. The slap discourse was...
It was
talked
so
about
much.
at the Golden Globes. I wonder if it was talked about at the Critics' Choice Awards.
Was it talked about at the Golden Globes?
Yes, it was. Of course.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that also to die.
The end of Eddie Murphy's Lifetime Achievement Award, Cecil B. DeMille Award speech was there are like 3 things in life that you need for all the young people who want to go into show business. There are 3 things in life lessons that you need to learn: pay your taxes, something else, and never ever and always keep Will Smith's wife's name out of your motherfucking mouth.
That's
and
cute.
everyone was like, we got it.
Yeah. Just drop the Renaissance visuals. Then we can talk about something else.
Talk about that.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, give me a second. Here, great movement.
Thank you. I want to make sure the camera's working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
It is back and... Oh, sorry. We are back.
It is back.
Yeah. And it's still raining as well. So we are on to Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com, 2 spelled TWO.
Yes.
All right. We got 3 for you. Ooh. And they are heavy hitters. The first one comes to us from Emery. Emery says, "No man allowed. Your favorite, your friendly neighborhood lesbian. Hey, Matt, longtime listener, but first-time writer. I've been watching your videos since the Look What You Made Me Do reaction and listening to the pod since the beginning. I love to hear your takes, so News for Idiots is always a highlight of my Mondays. It's honestly wild how consistently I consume your content given my lack of personal interest / context for many of the subjects you talk about. You've single-handedly educated me on all things Mariah, Housewives, Big Brother, Broadway legends, etc. It's certainly a testament to how entertaining you both are." Thank you.
That's very kind.
So here's the obligatory question. Last week, you answered a question regarding your top 5 singers of all time and mentioned how it was hard to choose a metric for this. I personally have always been drawn to lyrical / songwriting ability. Using this metric, how would you answer this question differently? Also, given that pretty much every internet list on the best songwriters is overwhelmingly consisting of men, can we as a society finally just get over the Beatles? Please, I am strictly excluding men from your answers to this question. LOL. Yes, Matt Steele, Broadway songwriters are allowed. As a big fan of Miss Swift, she would definitely be on the top of my list. I'd probably follow with Lorde, Phoebe, Joni, and maybe Dolly. I have one last request. Not sure if you saw, but Taylor did a surprise live performance of Anti-Hero at a 1975 concert last week. I personally loved hearing an acoustic version of this song, and the energy in the crowd made me love it even more. We have to watch it. We'll watch it later at some point.
So yes, as far as female songwriters go, I thought about this a lot. Also, I only can do people that I've lived through because I'm not a history book. I can't go back all the time. There was so much music to consume when we were growing up. We got to go with the people who have impacted us the most. Shockingly, number one's Mariah Carey. Just the best songwriter of all time.
Yeah.
The stats speak for themselves. I don't have to convince you all.
Oh, who's next? See, the thing, if it was like Men Aloud, Babyface would probably be next.
I can't. This is not in order besides the number one.
Okay.
But I would put Taylor on my list of writers that I've lived through and that I think are so impactful, especially lyrically. I think she gives us such specificity in ways that I very much enjoy. So Taylor Swift will be on my list. This next person people might not like because there was a small window of time in which they were writing every hit song on the radio, but it was one that was very impactful, very important to me. And I will say Real Housewife of Atlanta, Kandi Burruss.
All right.
Because those songs were unbelievable, are unbelievable. She can write her face off. Like every man-hating song that TLC or Destiny's Child sang was by Kandi.
Why would this be controversial?
Just because I feel like the Kandi Shakespeare era was like we're talking 3-4 years. Like it was like very quick.
But it was impacted music so much.
Absolutely,
it was everywhere. So I think that's a perfectly valid choice.
Thank you very much. I want to say maybe I don't know her music that well. I will actually want to give a shout out to two people who I don't think of themselves as songwriters, but I think the songs they write are excellent and they should think of themselves in that way. Janet Jackson and Kelly Clarkson are incredible writers, and I feel like they need to count themselves as songwriters more often than they do. I would say Alanis might be on my list. I would say if we're talking about like new school people, I think there's so much potential with SZA. I know she's just on her second album, but I've been very much getting into SOS and think that she's amazing, and can't wait to hear more from her. And I'll try to think of some more, but those are the ones that come top. Oh, Julia Michaels.
Oh my God.
Julia Michaels.
Julia Michaels.
Right.
This is an insanely hard question for me because most of the music I consume is musical theater. And look, Broadway has always like represented people, but like has always been at the forefront of like representation and everything. But when it comes to like female composers, it really is not. It is a male dominated field, and weirdly heterosexual male-dominated.
Surprising. That is surprising.
Like if you were to ask me like who I think the greatest songwriters of all time, I would be like Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein without a doubt. But like when I think of women Broadway composers, like another problem is like some of them are just lyricists, or like Lynn Ahrens and like Dorothy Fields and Caroline Lee and Betty Comden and so it's so hard to, because they have like a male counterpart and everything, and or like Janine Tesori, who is like I think the Sondheim of this generation of musical theater, but she just does the music,
right?
And, she always has another lyricist, so it's really really hard. There, in terms of like full music and lyrics, it's like hard to pick one, and so that's very hard. I'm trying to think of also like women, like classical composers and everything. If I was using the same metric I did last week, where I want to include all different branches.
You did just say opera lady, so I don't know if you did a brilliant job.
But like that was my metric. So
yes.
But there are like very few super famous like classical female composers out there. So it's like so hard for me, but. I'm not going to use the same metric I used last week. I would say Mariah Carey, absolutely, without a doubt. Like just like she ushered in just 90s R&B period, and just ran with it. And music is what it is today because of Mariah Carey.
Hello.
I would say Taylor Swift as well. She, I think, is the writer of this generation.
Yes.
I think I agree that a lot of people would say like a Joni Mitchell, and I always joke that I have a Fleetwood Mac blind spot. But I think a lot of people would say Stevie Nicks, and who just passed away.
I don't remember her name. Go on.
This is a day of forgetting people's names, famous people's names. But yeah, so I would say them, and honestly, like I agree with you that Kelly Clarkson is such a phenomenal songwriter, and she is not given anywhere near enough credit.
I agree. Even from herself. She's like, I won't write unless I have something to write about, but every time she writes, it's exceptional. Even if it's like not following every single rule of like a great song, every single time, the emotion pours through. And hence why we're so excited to see what this new album is.
Yeah, and I think your Kandi Burruss choice is extremely valid. I applaud you for that choice. Alanis Morissette, I agree as well. I will also say in terms of new people, and like, hey baby, call me 12 years old, but like Sour was so fantastic.
Oh.
like it's just like the potential
There's
that
a lot
she
of potential.
has, like, is just, you can just feel it, and I'm so excited to hear what.
And I think that's this year. Olivia Rodrigo's coming back. So.
I'm excited to hear what the next album is
Yes.
and what it sounds like, because I think she really has a lot of potential to be at the forefront of being I was about to say composer, but she is. She's a composer.
She's composing those little pop songs. Yeah. What's the next question?
All right.
Thank you for the question.
Thank
by the
you
way.
for the question.
That was a very good one.
Next question is artists with regional success. Hi, Matt. I will start by saying I recently discovered your podcast, and I absolutely loved hearing Matt Palmer speak common sense regarding the Johnny Depp trial. I have been going insane, feeling like no one was on poor Amber's side when it was clear he was abusive. Anyway, I was emailing as I have a weird obsession with musical acts who has pure regional success in one country. An example of this is a Canadian band who were only successful in Canada but had major successes there. This is evident by them having a farewell concert that was watched by 11 million people in Canada. That's like the entire population of Canada. That's literally like over a quarter of Canada. When the lead singer passed away in 2017, the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau cried on live TV when discussing it. Anyway, my question is, have you guys ever discovered any artists that have had any success in just one country? If so, are there any you can recommend? From love you guys, Gabrielle.
Hi, Gabrielle. Sorry, someone in the chat, Jay Christian, just mentioned Jasmine Sullivan as far as songwriting goes. And I honestly, as far as singing goes, she is one of our best living artists as well. I had to give her a shout out.
Yes.
I think as a kid, I grew up listening to music that was based in the UK. So of course everyone knows I'm going to talk about Craig David. They usually always have like a hit or two in the US that aren't like the UK based acts, like at least the ones that are like very successful in the UK. I love those Bedingfield siblings, Daniel and Natasha Bedingfield, who again had minor success in the US but were much more successful across the pond, even though I think they're from Australia or New Zealand or something. But I feel like in my head I think of their success in the UK. I'm sure there were successes in their home country as well. I feel like the Sugar Babes I bring up a lot because they are truly excellent, and they actually just released an album called The Lost Tapes, which was like their 2013 comeback album that got scrapped by the label, and Flatline was the first single produced by Dev Hynes, I want to say. I think they are so exceptional. I need to dive more deeply into The Lost Tapes, but as far as like Push the Button goes, Ugly, like they do they're just a very talented trio. They are the UK's answer to TLC, and I love them very much. Jamelia, we've discussed.
Oh, Jamelia, Antidote.
Yes, Jamelia. That whole album, the whole Thank You album, I think is what that album is called, is just single superstar. Like, she was so excellent. People were calling her the UK Beyonce, which I feel like comparing someone to Beyonce when Beyonce was starting out was like a kiss of death. It was like how that NY Times review of Dangerously in Love was Beyonce, she's no Ashanti. And then like, where's Ashanti? But those are the ones that come to mind for me.
I think this isn't like a person who has had success in just one country. This is a person who has had like monumental success in like so many countries, but for some reason in the US, like has had success, but like not as much as other countries. And every homosexual will name this answer. It is Kylie Minogue.
I knew it was Kylie.
like every like homosexual will tell you this. When I think of, I also think of Canada. How else was Girlicious like super huge in Canada?
No, I don't think they were super huge anywhere, but Girlicious was great.
Girlicious, that album is so.
It is.
And every time you brought the first like literally 7 years of living with you, you were just like, but Girlicious. And I was like, why is there a group called Girlicious? But then I listened to that song Like Me, and I was like, wait.
Like Me is excellent. Like Me it is clearly like we're trying to do another Pussycat Dolls Don't You thing. It's better than Don't You.
It's better than Don't You. Sorry. Sorry. It like if you don't know the song Like Me by Girlicious, get into it now.
Look it up now. And the thing is, after all this, I know one day you're going to love Danity Kane. And I know we're not there yet, but I'm never going to let it go. We're going to have a Justice for Danity Kane video. I need you, because I was just listening to those albums the other day and I was like, God damn.
They were
excellent.
They were just a name I never heard of until like living with you.
Wow.
And I was just like, I've never heard of this group. and then I think after like several months of you talking about Danity Kane, you were just like from making the bands. And I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know anything happened with that girl group.
Yes, they had 2 albums debut at #1 on the charts.
I mean, that's fantastic for them.
Yes, it is.
Sure that, like, they had a great like list of songs.
Songs.
Another name that we actually were given her name to react to is Morissette from the Philippines.
Oh, unbelievable.
I mean, just a voice. Her sitting on that bus.
She's always on a bus.
Always on that bus. Singing when like, she should be literally at Madison Square Garden.
For sure.
Like with a voice like that. Phenomenal. So, and I know she's like very big in the Philippines. So yeah, I mean, another person, I mean, Lea Salonga also is very big in like other countries like the UK and like the US as well too. But like she is everything in the Philippines.
Right.
Like she is the Philippines, Meryl Streep, the Philippines, Beyonce. Like she is everything in the Philippines. So that's someone who has had astronomical success in like one country specifically, I would say.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do that third? Giving that third.
Why not? We have time.
We have time.
We're
all
young.
friends here.
It's raining.
Yeah, you don't want to go outside in the rain. Let's keep going.
No, we're gonna keep going until the sun comes out, baby. It's supposed to rain like for another 24 hours.
I was gonna say we're not doing that. We're not having a 24-hour podcast. Sorry.
Okay, so this question comes to us from Jaleesa. Jaleesa says, "What would you tell your younger selves?" Hey, Mats, Happy New Year. When is it appropriate to stop saying Happy New Year to people?
Great question.
Probably like today is the end. The period.
We just took down our Christmas decorations, and so I think that
Happy New Year.
End of Happy New Year.
Because now it's on to Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
Probably now as we're halfway through the month. Okay, great. She said that. I was wondering what you would tell your younger selves now that you've lived more life. I mean, I know you're both only 21 years old, but do you have any words of wisdom for yourself just 5 years ago, knowing what you know now? And since we're approaching 10 years of your channel, wow, what would you tell two gay Mats all the way back in 2013 who are just about to start their YouTube channel? Have a wonderful rest of your day. Catch you in the live stream. Best, Jamelia.
Oh, I would say, wait, was it Jaleesa or was it?
Jaleesa.
I was like, Jamelia. That was not the name.
Oh my God. What if Jamelia wrote in?
That would be amazing.
Email my heart.
But I think
like, hey guys, it's me, Jamelia.
This was not her. Which is the fact that in April it will be 10 years that we've been doing this. The first thing I'd say would be like, girls, get it in focus, because that first episode of 2K Mats is so out of focus. The first two, it's so out of focus. But we got it together. I think I would say just you'll find it. Just keep doing it and like try to be more consistent at the beginning, because we'd be like, there would be months in between videos.
Well, initially. The thing is, when we first started filming 2 Gay Mats, we did 2 a week. We released every was it every Monday and every Wednesday?
Something
or every
like that.
I think it was like every Monday, every Thursday. And we did 2 a week. And we were consistent about that for like the first like maybe month and a half, 2 months. And then there came a point where Matt Palmer was just like, we're running out of video topics. we need to just do it once a week.
It's true. It's like we've all seen TV shows like that, like The OC, when it's like into season 2, you have nothing else to write because you've written every possible storyline and we needed to slow it down. I feel like I would tell us, just keep going, be consistent. You're gonna find the people who are supposed to find you are going to.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just like you keep doing what you're doing, which I guess isn't great advice, but it's just like it's going to become what it's going to become. You can't control it. You can't like make success happen to you. And I think that's kind of the general thought of what I would tell my younger self at this point is like, you cannot will yourself into being successful. Just do what you love, put good stuff out there, and like focus more on being happy. The success will come. Like the happiness is the thing that you need to make the priority, like the number one goal.
And to focus on the things that make you happy, because then it will turn out that like you're coming across and it will resonate with people.
Yes.
And I can say that about my life, and I can say that about 2 Gay Mats. Like we just started talking about the things that we wanted to talk about and the things that like made us genuinely happy, and that resonated with people, and that's how people found us. Like they like our genuine excitement and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I don't know. With 2 Gay Mats, I would also say like Matt Steele maybe like be a little less manic than you were in the beginning.
You were coming off of a web series that you were playing a character.
Yes.
So you had to come back down to earth a little.
Well, and YouTube back in the day, like YouTube in like 2010 to like 2015 was all about like, I'm going to create the craziest character I can, and people just want to see craziness on that screen. Like people wanted to see characters.
Very Miranda Sings.
It was, but like it was the era of like Miranda Sings and all that kind of stuff, and people were really watching that kind of stuff. And now I don't even know what people like because there's so much on YouTube now that there's like something for everybody. And so But the stuff that I generally watch are stuff like 2 Gay Mats, like people sitting there like analyzing something
Totally.
or talking about something in a more calm state. I wouldn't say we are calm. I would say we are still manic.
Yes, but it is like in keeping with our true selves.
In keeping with our true selves.
Yes.
Yes. Whereas in the beginning, I was just like out of control.
Hey, you were excited. I love that.
And I mean, like, that always is going to happen. Like, a camera's going to go on, and I'm just going to be like, oh. I'm just happy to be there.
You really
I'm just
are.
happy to be there.
Matt Steele.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What has been giving you moments, darling?
All right. So on Wednesday, I saw something with our very good friend, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so happy that not only did I see this in theaters, because it's only playing at one theater in Los Angeles.
Why?
But because I think it came out a while ago, and then it was like a Netflix release mainly.
Got it. Okay.
And I'm also very happy that I saw it with someone because, fuck, the party that was RRR.
Okay.
It was, I can say without hesitation, not only one of the most exciting things I have ever seen, but one of the most exciting things I maybe will ever see. Like,
what is it?
It is the biggest, like, most badass movie. It is from India. It's a South Indian movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting a lot of awards buzz, especially in song. It is now currently the front runner for best song. I don't think it's eligible for international feature this year, but I also see it slipping in getting nominated for best director. I really do. It is the biggest movie ever. Like, it literally, like, and this has been a year of huge movies. Avatar, Babylon, freaking Maverick with all the planes and everything. This makes all of those movies look like the Blair Witch Project, like, in scope. Like, it just makes all those movies seem so small because the story is just so epic. It's about 2 historical Indian figures back in the time when England, had colonized India, and it's these 2 figures who had never met each other in real life, but the director was like, I want to make a story about what if they became friends in real life. And it has everything. It has action. It's suspenseful. It has musical numbers because it's an Indian movie, so of course there have to be musical numbers. They sing. It is also the hottest movie I've ever seen.
What?
like I was just had to fan myself the whole time because the 2 leading men, not only are they gorgeous, but like they are filmed at every angle you could possibly film a man. Like, they are shot as if they are these like Adonis, like superhero like titans and everything, but then they're also so funny and goofy and charming, and like their friendship feels so genuine and endearing, but nothing was hotter to me than like 2 hours into the movie.
How long is the movie?
A little over 3 hours. Like close to 2 hours into the movie, during like the main action sequence, a thing pops up and it just says interval with 3 R's. And I was like, oh my God, there is an intermission. And the lights went up and everyone screamed. Like, everyone in that theater was screaming. It was so exciting, everything that was happening. And everyone had their bathroom break, and then they came back after intermission, and then there was like a sort of character plot twist that happened that, like, I love a character plot twist that happens halfway through the movie. I mean, I was watching this and I was like, Devos could never because we didn't have the budget that RRR did. That's the only reason why. But like, it is so phenomenal, and I think it's ridiculous, and people should be taking to the streets over the fact that it is not playing in more theaters because it's on Netflix, but apparently the Netflix version is not in the original language.
Is it dubbed over?
It's dubbed over in Hindi because it's in the Telugu, I think, is the language that it was filmed in.
Okay.
And so, they dubbed it in many different languages. Even the same actors dubbed their own voices in Hindi.
Got it.
But Netflix is only airing the Hindi version, so like the mouths don't match everything. So people are like a little disappointed in that, even though it's still a huge success on Netflix. But this is something that has to be seen in the theater with a giant group of people just partying and just having such a fun, and just like the emotions that you feel. Subtlety is thrown out the window. Like, whenever someone realizes something, like the camera turns to them and their eyes go, and it's like, yes, discover that discovery. I love it. It's just so heartfelt and genuine and joyful and badass, and awesome. I loved it.
Is it bad that I still don't really know what it's about? Like, I feel like I've heard it's huge, it's big, great angles, great people, two historical figures that never met but become friends.
You know, I always get yelled at from people who say I give away too many spoilers.
Right. Well, I'll just go
two
see it.
historical figures in the fight for freedom, for decolonization, and they become friends.
Okay.
Yes. Do you want to hear a little more about
No,
the
that's fine. I don't want people getting mad about your spoilers.
Guys, just know, like, there will be moments in this movie where your jaws will drop. And just that musical number, Natu Natu, which is now the front runner for Best Song. I'm so excited.
Wow. Okay.
I'm so excited.
That was a good pitch. I'm interested in that. Well, for me, I just have a couple of quick things. The first thing is I sped through Only Murders in the Building and was invested. There were so many twists and turns. I was very shocked by who the killer was. I just think it's a very cute show. And like the concept is great. Having it be, we're making the podcast about this murder while we're investigating the murder. I loved the episode where like super fans popped up of the podcast with Jabuki and Ali Stroker, our NYU classmate.
Oh, Ali Stroker. I didn't know that.
She's in it for an episode, and that was lovely. And so I cannot recommend it enough. And I also have to give a retraction because I feel like at least last week on the live chat, I think also on the podcast, I was explaining how the Housewives were not doing it for me, how Bravo was just maybe in its flop era. A lot like Salt Lake City was abysmal this year, and Potomac is good, not great, and Miami's the best one on. It's not even on Bravo. And I just have to say, and I hate to be a person who's just so hyped up about trailers, the Vanderpump Rules trailer is better than it's been in years.
Okay.
Like, truly, it is the Tom Schwartz villain season that we've always needed. It begins with a shot of Katie and Tom, newly divorced, being like, well, cheers to us. This is the most amicable divorce of all time. There's never been people who have divorced as well as we had. They're smiling.
Oh, and is that all going to come crashing down?
They cut to him kissing another castmate, Raquel, who used to be engaged to James, and Katie sitting in front of him be like, I've never had hate for you, but I do now. I think you're a drunk. I think you're a loser. And it's just like, he's like, nothing you say means anything to me. It just is every scene. Like, usually the Bravo way they edit those trailers is like the first half is like, we're all up and having fun. And like the second half, it gets dramatic. And it's like, actually, we're just going to do drama for that full 2.5 minutes. It's like, James' new girlfriend thinks he has a drinking problem. What is Lala's ex-husband doing? Like, why is he under investigation? Like, the divorce of it all. It just looks amazing. And that show has been bad for a solid 3 years. And the idea of it being good again is exciting to me. The Summer House trailer came out and it looks very good. I'm excited for that. The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip 4 cast has come out. Brandy is coming back. Alex McCord is coming back, who I personally hate, but people want to see again because she has not been involved with Bravo anything for 12 years. Vicky is coming back. Caroline Manzo from New Jersey, who has not been on the show for so long, is coming back as well. I just am excited about the casting, and I feel like we're going to be entering a new era where Bravo is good again. And I don't want to count my chickens. I realize I'm going off of a trailer, and trailers can be bamboozling. But I have a good feeling about the network for the first time in a long time. So thank you to the Bravo gods, to Andy Cohen et al. Because
you deserve this.
I do.
You've been through so much, and you've stuck with it.
It's like how every 3 years Big Brother's good, and like that year when you're like, this is why I waited. This is why I waited. Because I'm sure people in your life are like, why do you still watch it if it's bad? And it's like, well, it could get good.
Yes, and like I need to know, like when it does get good again, I need to know what happened in those seasons prior.
Yeah.
Even though none of them are really connected.
Are good,
but
right.
like each season influences the previous ones, and so like you need to know the history.
You need to know.
Like how things came to be.
Yes.
Like you need to know the origin stories in the beginning.
Exactly. Very biblical. Big Brother and Bravo. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, guys. Is there anything else we got to tell the people?
I don't think so. I just, I think the rain has, given us a refresher.
Yes.
Rain always means rebirth. And so like, this is a refresher for us with your Bravo shows. Yes. And I think I just feel good. This next week where it's going to be all sunny is going to be great.
Hillary said, we're coming clean. Let the rain fall down and wake my dreams. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Talk about songwriters.
I mean, please.
Did she write any of that?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And we'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Cute. Jordan, did I do okay standing RRR enough?
I'm sure you did. You were very into it. Let the rain fall down and wake my dreams.
All right. How Dr. Zhivago of them. Oh, what are we talking about? Dr. Zhivago. It's a movie. Well, in like how does Steele have the time to watch all these super long movies? The same way y'all have all this time to watch this TV. The best theatrical experience ever. Don't watch it on Netflix. It is a theatrical experience.
Wow.
James Cameron probably was watching it just being like, shit, I didn't do enough.
Do you think I would like it?
I think you would watch it and just be like, what the? I think you would just watch it and just be like, wow, like what a wild ride.
And it's not scary.
It's not scary. There are some there are battle scenes.
Are they gory?
There is some blood, but like not the most gory thing I've ever seen, but like there is some blood.
Okay.
And the performances are so good. Like and just the British people, the British characters are just like the most one-dimensional characters on the planet. They're they're so funny.
Wow.
It's so much fun.
Matt, are you going to watch that Trader Show with Big Brother and Survivor and reality shows? I might watch it because it's a lot of Bravo people, and I hear it's great.
I can't. I don't know enough about Survivor culture to feel like I can watch a show like that yet.
I can't believe RRR is over 2 hours. It's 3.
It's 3 hours. Yeah.
But I will say
with an intermission.
Your pitch for RR was much better than your pitch for Babylon.
Both are fantastic.
Much better than your pitch for Babylon.
Both are very different experiences.
Clearly. Vanderpump Rules does look good. I'm sure Sheena and her fiance will do something annoying for several episodes. I'm excited that Brock is not in the main cast this year. Like he was not a good Jack's replacement. Brock sucks and also is like the one who like has abandoned his children in Australia to be on the show.
Oh.
Yeah. So the less Brock, the better.
Okay.
That's exciting. Oh, wait, it's not the end. No, Sarah. We have a little after chat.
We're just chatting.
Okay, I guess people like the intervention. It's mostly Jordan cheering you on.
Yes.
I love that Jaleesa was here when you called her Jamelia. That's so good.
Listen, we love Jaleesa and Jamelia.
We do.
Okay?
2 queens. Better than Don't Ya. Wow, let's breathe for a moment. Like Me is better than Don't Ya.
Yeah, it is.
We are breathing, darling.
The Spice Girls. You better not be insinuating that the Spice Girls were only famous in England.
They were very big here. They were very big here.
Very big everywhere.
Victoria Monet is a great writer, too. People love her. Yeah, she did a lot of co-writing on Thank You Next, which I was just listening to. And I must say, as much as we stand Thank You Next, obviously, there's a chunk of Thank You Next that just isn't great.
Oh, you think?
I think after Bloodline, maybe, and before Seven Rings, it's a little bit of a slump. Let me look at the track list.
Okay. Like, what's that really short song? Makeup?
But actually, it's after Bad Idea. Fake Smile also wasn't great. But
Fake Smile, I think, is the worst.
I think Makeup, Ghostin', and In My Head, which I guess is just 3 songs.
You always give Ghostin' shit. I think Ghostin's great.
It's not great.
I like Ghostin' a lot.
It's fine. It's very ethereal and
well, so are Ghosts.
I mean, I get it.
Oh, a song called Ghostin' is ethereal.
Austin
How
Marlowe
dare you?
says it's lies. I just think the rest of the album is so great that having such an obvious slump in the album is tough. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well.
All right? Fake Smile, Makeup, would you say the other ones are good?
I would say Fake Smile and Makeup are definitely like my least favorite on the tracks. Ghostin' absolutely not.
Ghostin' is one of the better tracks on Thank You Next. Oh, I love Ghostin'. Oh, In My Head is the best song on the album.
Oh, I always forget about it in my head.
Yeah. I actually can't stand Break Up With Your Girlfriend. Oh, I like that song.
I love Break Up With Your Girlfriend.
Funny. Not the Ghostin'. I guess you guys all like Ghostin', and I like the sentiment, and I want her to be well, and I know she was going through it.
I think you're very much in the minority with this. I think Ghostin' is pretty popular.
Well, I'd love a melody. I'd love a melody. Shakira dropped a diss track to her ex, y'all. We heard. I need to listen to it. It's in Spanish, right? It's my understanding. I know that like she's like, oh, you traded in a Rolex for a Casio, and then PK was like, oh, well, we have a new deal with Casio actually on the soccer team, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, like don't do this. Like I don't like you, sir.
Guys, please.
Needy is my fave. Needy. Now that's
a great song. That's a great song. Yeah.
So do you guys think Thank You Next is still her best album?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, Dangerous Woman.
I like Dangerous Woman.
If I went track for track, I might have Dangerous Woman better percentage, but the highs on Thank You Next are higher, besides Into You.
And the fact that Thank You Next took 2 seconds, she made it in 2 seconds.
That's the craziest part.
It was like, oh my God.
That's the craziest part. Do you think Katy Perry will ever have a hit again? No.
Oh.
If Never Really Over wasn't
that song's so good.
Like that's as good as a song can be. And if that wasn't a hit,
That
nothing
song
will
is
be.
so good.
I haven't heard the album. Thank You Next. You've not heard? It's great. Well, besides that slump.
No, Matt Palmer actually hates Thank You Next.
I do not. I
Awkward.
like it a lot.
Really awkward.
Did you see It's a Rap by Mariah is going semi-viral? Yes, I see. It's a TikTok.
When y'all were talking about It's a Rap going viral on the Discord, I wasn't able to like look at the actual chat, but I saw the push notification. I was thinking the Tinashe It's a Rap.
Oh. Did she have a song called It's a Rap?
Yeah, because that's
I think I prefer Sweetener to Thank You Next. Shocking.
Jalisa.
Shock Jalisa.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Harley's in Hawaii could have been a hit. That's
It
a good
could've.
song.
That's
that
a good
I think
song.
Charlie Puth wrote. Speaking of
Oh,
songwriters.
okay.
I've been doing re-listens to Sweetener, and I've got to say it's probably her best album.
Guys,
The light is coming.
The
With
light
the title
is
track with...
I do like the melody of the title track.
let me look at that.
It's crazy though. Sweetener is consistently good, but Thank You Next has high highs and low lows. I don't know. I think Thank You Next is consistent.
Sweetener has some low lows.
Yeah, Sweetener has lows, girl.
Everything Pharrell was involved in is noise on Sweetener.
Katy Perry should never have a hit again. Rick Caruso.
Rick Caruso.
Matt Steele, have you seen Holy Mountain? I have not.
What's the Holy Mountain?
I don't know.
You guys should do a Janet Jackson albums as boyfriends like you did with Mariah. That's a good idea.
She has a lot of albums that you like refuse to listen to, though.
No, only the first two. Anything before Control.
Okay.
Those don't count. It's consistent. Sweetener has grown on me a lot. Every time eight. Every time is good, but I feel like people give it a lot.
Austin, stop. Austin, you're a moderator.
I feel like you
Don't make us block you.
I feel like what you feel for Sweetener is how Matt Palmer originally felt about Born This Way. And like, I disliked it just because of that title track, because I did.
No, the light has come really grew on me. I didn't get it at first, but now
Well, we'll tell you when we get it, because I still
do
don't.
listen to it every like 6 months.
Do you really?
Just to see like, will this grow on me? And I'm just like, nope, it hasn't. I'm so sorry.
I think Breathin' is amazing. That's a great song, great single.
That Good Night and Go
Good Night and Go is
a
really
great.
good.
Yeah.
God Is a Woman I like. Every Time is good. No Tears Left to Cry is good. That's a nice little EP. Nice little EP.
Nice little EP.
I like his Lord. Nicki's verse on The Light Is Coming is good, but that's it. LOL.
I enjoy the swing of The Light Is Coming. It really is something.
Hey, yes, we're going for something. It's like we're not playing it safe.
Yeah.
Breathing is not boring.
I think you could breathe in a lot. I think it's good.
It's great.
Yeah.
Wow. That's one of the best songs on the
I like
album.
knowing that keep on breathing. I like that.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with the rest of it?
It doesn't stand out as much as no, you're gonna keep on breathing.
I feel like it's the one last time of the album, and it's not as good, but it's a continuation that I appreciate. Sometimes the sequel's not as good, but it works.
Did I tell you how me and my brother were in a boba place over like Christmas, and like one last time was playing, and this was literally a couple weeks ago, and he was just like, ugh. Music nowadays, my God, what is this? And I was just like, this song is almost a decade old. And also, this song is fantastic. And he was just like, this song is that old? I've never heard it. I'm just like, yeah, music doesn't sound like this anymore.
It's not. God Is a Woman is great. Do you like Better Off? I truly don't remember it.
Better off being without you, or something like that.
No. From what you say. Oh, wait, I don't want to get blocked. I don't know. I don't remember Better Off. I'm sorry. Oh, the light is coming. I mean, it's so weird because sometimes the Neptunes make like the best music in the world, and sometimes it's just god awful. Like Yummy.
Oh, Yummy is so.
I know we don't stand Gwen at this very moment, but man, Yummy is.
Yummy is.
Can't believe that wasn't a single.
I know.
It's upsetting.
I know. Yummy is like the whole like the Sweet Escape, like that album is so interesting and so
it's
cool
weird
and like it's so fun to listen to. It's really something. And there's no Harajuku girls.
That I love.
Yeah.
Oof. That speaking of low lows. Positions is okay. That's exactly what Positions is. It's an album that I've not revisited.
Off the table.
I like 34-35. Who had a better run in 2004, 2007? Nelly Furtado, Gwen Stefani, or Fergie? I guess Gwen Stefani because she had 2 albums that were hits.
I would say Gwen. Or Gwen as a person was more in my Nelly Furtado has a bunch of songs that I'm like, oh, I had no idea this was Nelly Furtado.
But that Loose album was amazing, but it's just it's not like she followed it up with something that was not that Sweet Escape was as successful as Love Angel Music Baby, but that title track was a big hit and it had its moments and it's great. I hate that the words are so unclear under the Positions Bridge. Oh God, I thought y'all were talking about that Bieber song. What song? No idea. Fergie was big though. And Fergalicious still holds up. London Bridge is excellent.
I hope you know.
Yeah, Big Girls Don't Cry. Luxurious or Glamorous, whichever one is her song. Because those 2 songs being those titles is too much. 3435 remix and original are both great. The man yelling on The Light Is Coming sounds like Pete to me. Pete Davidson?
Maybe. Yeah. Sure.
Fergie had same album churning out hits for 2 years. Favorite Real Housewife? Ooh. Ever? Oh, it changes. Today, Carol.
Oh, they thought that Yummy. You were talking about the Justin Bieber song.
Oh, no, never.
No. Yummy by Gwen is a classic.
Oh, yeah. Clumsy was a hit, too. You got me slipping. Oh, yeah. Oh. It's okay song. I'm trying to think who else would be my favorite. The thing is, I've had moments with where I've had different favorite Real Housewives. The thing is, I remember when Bethany was my favorite, and I hate her now. I hate her. Have you ever seen her? What would y'all's drag names be? Oh, we have to think.
Oh, I don't know.
That takes a lot of creativity that
I know
we don't have after 2 hours of performance.
I know, Don. All of our creativity went into this.
Exactly.
I don't know how creative this was. We literally just yapped away.
Hey, yapping is work.
Yeah.
Yapping is work.
My friend did have a good drag name.
What was that?
Terry Cloth.
That's cute.
And all her outfits would be like lounge material, stuff you would wear at a resort or a spa or something, a robe or something.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I love Teresa. Teresa has a lot of big fans, and I don't dislike Teresa. I don't think she's brilliant, but she means well. If you won Real Housewives, what would your catchphrase slogan be? Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, God.
Also one I don't know.
I feel I would just be so excited to be in front of that camera. It would just be like a high-pitched squeal.
They'd make you change.
For 6 seconds.
They'd write you
It'd
something.
be like, oh.
Ramona and Nene are on Mount Rushmore of Housewives. Steele loves Ramona. I abhor her. Nene, absolutely.
Ramona, what a queen.
Nene is obviously. Same with Karen. Yes, Karen. Karen Ladam is a queen.
Terry.
I like that.
Yeah, if I was a drag queen, I would definitely be a Shirley Temple type. That would be my aesthetic.
Shirley Temple.
I would mock that sort of thing.
I believe that.
That would be my aesthetic. What you think I would be glamour? You think I would be a glamour queen?
You have to do glamour.
No, I want to do camp. I want to do camp.
Thanks for putting me on to School and Life by Beyonce, one of her best songs. If you were on Vanderpump Rules, what would be your storyline? The storyline would be, I'm here just trying to make a podcast with my friend. And my storyline would truly be, fuck you, Tom Sandoval. I fucking hate him.
If your storyline was, I'm just trying to make a podcast with me and my friends, you would be on one of those bad seasons. Because that is not a storyline I want to watch.
They've had podcasts on that show before. Stassi's podcast was on that when she was on that show.
What movie are you most excited for in 2023? The Color Purple, starring Fantasia.
That is exciting.
Our American Idol winner.
Yes, she did win Idol.
She did.
And
she's
season 4?
3.
Oh.
4 was Carrie Underwood.
I forget. How am I supposed to?
Oh my God!
Watch any season besides the first.
Really?
Nope. 13 when Mariah was on.
You didn't watch any other season? You didn't even watch season 2? No. Oh, that's crazy.
I knew it was happening and knew oh yeah, Ruben and Clay, but I didn't watch.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I was on board. Season 9 was my last one where I really watched, and I did watch season, and it was actually 12, not 13.
Whatever. Who cares?
And
The Little Mermaid. Oh, that's a good. one.
Yeah, it comes out in the summer.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Dune Part 2. I'm also excited for the Scorsese movie, the Flower Moon, Killings of the Flower Moon, or what's it called? Jordan, where are you? What's the new Scorsese movie? I can't think right now. My brain's fried. Matt, are you going to see Oppenheimer and Barbie the same day? Oh, that'd be kind of fun.
What's Oppenheimer?
It's a big Christopher Nolan movie. It's coming out same day as Barbie. It's a big, like everyone is in it. Like
Really?
it's a huge giant cast.
Wow. Okay.
Carrie is the only contestant I guess would win from the audition.
Wow.
Oh, it was obvious. The second Carrie Underwood walked in, it was like, oh, she's winning. Fantasia, I should have expected to win season 3. Like from
Not
that
the
audition.
weekly standing of Fantasia.
Hey, I feel like I don't talk about her enough on the podcast. Actually, I feel like I need to stand her more.
I don't know that you.
But then other things pop up, like Babylon, Girl Scout cookies, and we just have stuff to talk about.
There's a lot of important stuff to discuss. It's true. Excited for Scream 6. Love that. Yeah, I don't know that I'm trying to think of. I guess I did probably watch the end of the season where Mariah was a guest judge in like 2008, and she like
that was season 7.
That was season 7.
Yeah.
I think I watched probably from where Mariah was on to the end.
Okay.
And I was rooting for Archuleta.
Hey,
what his Mariah was annoying though. Did he?
He did When You Believe.
Do One She Wrote.
I mean, if you give David Archuleta an adult contemporary,
you don't think,
especially a religious song, come on.
But
There's
you
a
don't
little
think
Mormon
she
boy
has
up there
other
singing his heart
adult
out.
contemporary things he could have sung?
But the thing is, like, if you sang a song that wasn't like as popular, it would be I think her name was Carly. She sang "Vanishing," or was that what's her name? I forgot. Yeah, who came in third? I forgot her name. Did she sing "Vanishing"? She sang "Vanishing,"
and she did a great job.
And she was in the bottom 3, I think, because the judges were just like, I mean, you did a great job, but like no one knows that song. So people, and it's so stupid that people judge based on that, but like. People hear songs and like, oh, I like that song. I'm going to vote for that person. Even if like you do a great job with Vanishing, which is my favorite song on her self-titled album.
I think that's right. I'm trying to think. I mean, I feel about I Don't Want to Cry, but I love the Tokyo Dome version so much more. What are some of your favorite Imogen Heap songs? I've been listening to her so much lately, and I love your review of her album. Oh, let me take a look.
Let me take a look at that.
Weirdly, I go back to her second album so much more than
you did. You did say that.
I love her second album. So it just feels like a little bit more sophisticated, a little less noisy.
And it's so like her second album feels a little more like earthy. So like it feels like more like ugh.
And on that, if we're going second album, I would say Wait It Out is a favorite. I also love Half-Life. I think is so insanely devastating. I would recommend listening to that.
I mean, I love Good Night and Go.
Good Night and Go is a classic.
I love Good Night and Go, and obviously like Hide and Seek is like one of the most classic pieces of music.
I love The Walk. Just for Now, I love.
I'm trying to think of the song on her second album, Ellipse, that I really is it First Train Home? I think
First Train Home. I've got to
it might be First Train Home because I've only listened to this album once, but I remember First Train Home and another one that I was Bad Body Double.
Oh, Bad Body Double's cute. That's a cute one.
Yeah.
Oh, but you need to listen to Half-Life again. It is so beautiful and so devastating. And it's like when you're trying to be with this guy who's being very clear about like, we can't be exclusive. Like this isn't what but you're just surviving on, what does she say? On text back tempo, it's been 2 days and 8 minutes too slow. And it's like, oh. And the stickler is you played not one beat wrong, never promised me anything. You told me how they fall, and the odds were I'd never win, and here I am. Half-Life. Woo! Speaking of writers,
Guys.
I would put her on my writers list.
Oh yeah,
because all of those songs and fucking Clean. You know how I feel about Clean.
The Imogen Heap song?
No, Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. When did we
Clean.
transition to Taylor Swift?
That Imogen Heap co-wrote that song and produced Clean.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they co-wrote. She definitely produced it. I think she co-wrote it.
Interesting.
Let me double check. Taylor might get all the credit. Let me look.
Taylor might get all the credit, guys. She has an album from the 90s. It's called Megaphone.
Yeah. Both Imogen's a co-writer on Clean.
I did not know that at all.
Yes. Oh, that's a great song.
All right. We need to review Fantasia's best songs. Yes, Side Effects of You.
I've been listening to A New Kind of Love, even though it's a Frou-Frou song. Oh, Frou-Frou's great. She has an album from the 90s, too. It's called iMegaphone. It's a little bit Alanis sounding. Oh, I should listen to that. I've seen it on her Spotify, but I've never listened. All right. Should we say goodbye?
I think it's time.
We've done it 2 hours. Sometimes you get to the point where it's time to say goodbye.
It's time to say goodbye. Y'all want to go to bed, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I do. Thank you guys so much for joining.
You guys are great. Thank you so much.
We'll come back. Be here this time next week, and we'll be here too.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you then.
It'll be sunny.
It'll be sunny, and that'll be great.
Yeah.